everybody. Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. We're live on a Wednesday morning. John Marks. And we say good morning to Jason Martinez.
Morning. How are you?
JM to JM. Well, how am I? I'm in a high chair right now.
Yeah, why is that? Why are you sitting like you're 6 feet tall?
Why does
I know you're not.
Why? Good morning to Ray Dunn. Hello, Ray.
Good morning. How are you?
Why does Andrew sit so high in the chair? Is it for the
Height complex?
good morning to YouTube? Well, Andrew's taller than me.
Yeah, but the thing is, if that was a YouTube thing, wouldn't you have the cat? Like, I wouldn't sit like that for 4 hours every day.
How could you? My knees are hitting the keyboard
Exactly. It's got to be what he prefers, because I would have the YouTube camera fixed and sit comfortably for 4 hours.
This is not
before I said-
comfortable.
No, you look like like you got a pole shoved up your keister.
This is not comfortable. But
If you're going to sit like that for 4 hours, I'm not doing the whole show. How about that? And Ray's walking out, too.
All right, I'm in.
Let me check. Well, how does he sit like this for 4 hours?
I'm uncomfortable looking at you.
I know. So, like, ideally... And
I don't think he sits like. I think when he got up, the chair rose by accident. I don't think he sits like that.
Okay. I would hope because he's taller than me, so his knees would actually probably be over the desk here.
Is he over the desk knee guy?
I don't know. This is very uncomfortable. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. If you're watching on YouTube, good morning, everybody.
You're like shrinking on YouTube right now.
Like and subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. You can watch, Jason, you can watch live every day.
Yeah.
Middays with Marks. And if you don't get to catch us live, because sometimes you can only watch 3 of the 4 hours, go back and watch it whenever.
It's there in, as they say, perpetuity. It's there
perpetuity,
for
absolutely.
Perpetuity.
And, of course, podcast. I know a lot of people had said to me, like, well, how do I – the podcast is available. You can listen on demand wherever you get your podcast. And we have it I've made sure – I made some changes here that everything is now very neatly contained. You get hour 1 with the details of hour 1 with timestamps, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4, all separately. So
segmented.
Yeah, because you know what I do when I listen to shows that I listen to around the country? I like to see in each hour what they're talking about. Because if they're doing an interview, I don't care. I want to hear them talk about movies or whatever else. So we do that for you. We do that for you.
But, well, we can be very picky as consumers and listeners now because of the technology.
Sure.
And, look, that's good. You know, if it gets somebody to consume the content more, that's great.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, it's not just about putting on 97.5 FM on the radio, which we want you to do. We want you to do it, but the app,
the whole thing,
the YouTube, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Jason Martinez.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, you were up late, or you were down there an earlier game for the Flyers last night.
I
as they
actually
beat
didn't
the Pens.
do the game from the building. It was the first one I missed this year. So I had a procedure yesterday, so I was anesthetized.
So you were home.
Yeah. So I did the game from home. I got home around 5 o'clock. Did the game from home for the a little bit earlier game because of as ESPN called it, the Frozen Frenzy. Oh. And then they messed up the box score in a game they aired. It drove me crazy.
Did they really?
Well, they had Tyson Forster winning it in overtime. I'm like, you just aired the game. They wanted the shootout.
No, it's because the Ray Dunn of ESPN got it wrong because he was paying no attention to it.
I didn't send out the push notification for NBC last night until I knew that game was done.
Okay, all right.
Don't you dare.
They had a stat on the screen at one point. They had a stat on the screen that says the goalie for Pittsburgh last night, Archer Silov, has 30 saves or has 28 saves on 30 shots, but right on the score bug it says the Flyers have 32 shots.
So they were off all over.
I'm like, something's not matching up here.
Well, the Flyers get the win. Coming up at 11:25, it's going to be the Battle of the Stepfords, as we have Jason Martinez against Michael Vito, our programming coordinator and a huge Delco Flyers fan. Not just a Flyers fan, a Delco Flyers fan.
Those guys.
Yeah, I think he's Ridley, born and raised.
He's like a Rick Tocchet super hunk. Yeah, the Delco people always loved like Peter Zazzle.
Yeah, no, the hockey haircut guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were hot.
Yeah.
All right, so that's coming up at 11:25 because we have a pair of tickets to the winner. We'll explain how we're doing that.
Are you sure it's a pair?
I did double.
You check?
All right. The copy says a ticket, and I'm like, hold on, we're giving away one ticket.
I would have said that. Can we split them up? Yeah. Do 2 contests?
Yeah. You go down to the game by yourself. You don't get to bring anybody with you.
We'll make it like a blind date.
Yeah.
Make it like a TV show out of it.
Well, we're doing that with Ray.
Blind date.
We're doing that with Ray. Yeah, DM dating with Ray.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to DM that.
That's coming up. No,
okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So Ray's going to go out like Love Connection style.
Okay.
So they go out on the date, and then I interview him. afterwards. But anyway, so big win by the Flyers. We'll talk about that as well. 76ers have started the season 4-0, Jason Bertidis.
I didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah, who did?
No one. Certainly Vegas didn't. But they're working their rear end off. And that's awesome to see. And they're off to a good start. And I'm a firm believer, like, I talk about this with the Flyers a lot, like, belief is something that has to be built organically. And you have to build it early if you want to ride that wave and maybe try and do something that people don't expect. Well, they're 4-0. They got some good wins, and they work.
Yeah, the Wizards stink, and it was back-to-back on the road. So, and I saw a lot of people saying this yesterday, like, oh, well, the Wizards stink. Yeah, but the Sixers also went down there after a huge win where Edgecombe and Maxey were killing it. It's so easy to fall into the trap of
schedule loss.
Yeah, so you go down there and you don't and they were flat, and the Wizards came out. They scored 40 points, I think, in the first quarter. They're down 19 in the second half, and fourth quarter, Maxey was unbelievable, and they got the win. They battled back in the second half. Maxey had 14 points in the fourth quarter. Grimes had 12 points. 39 points for Tyrese Maxey and 10 assists. This dude is playing at an MVP level, Jason.
Night in and night out, he's been awesome. You see the changing of the guard. You know, we've seen it, kind of watching it over the last year or so. Yeah, he's just money. Like he's got that youthful energy to him too, which is why in a back-to-back, usually you felt like you'd fall off, like the legs weren't there. Now you got this youthful energy about this team, and look, when they get excited and the belief starts coming in. That's when you see a win on a back-to-back coming down from 19 in the second half.
Yep.
That's one of those things that you'll see, which I feel like we haven't seen or kind of gone through in so long, like the whole Embiid thing and
a lot of negativity. Even you'll have diehard Sixers fans that will argue like, no, Embiid's one of the greatest players and everything else.
Sure.
Even when he was MVP Embiid, I still didn't have a good taste in my mouth about it. I didn't, and I know he's a great player. Yeah.
So, the whole process thing just feels like so.
Well, it's over.
Stale and long ago.
It's over.
Yeah, it's done. Like it's done and dusted, and it didn't work.
It's over
for whatever reason. It didn't work. You know, they didn't keep Sam Hinkie long enough, and they died for your sins.
Right. Well, I mean,
he carried the cross of Pontius Pilate.
They came close, and they should have at least made an NBA final with the talent on that team. There were some really
get past second round is the fact of the matter.
That's the
fact of the matter.
That's the fact, Jack.
Yeah. So, it's amazing that they never got past the second round, but it's almost more impressive that they never got past the second round than they got to an NBA Finals.
Joel Embiid played last night, 25 points in 23 minutes. So a lot of people that maybe didn't see the game, and he played a lot of the minutes early. He didn't play really any late, didn't play any in overtime. But yeah, the 25 points, it's the team. What were you centered on last night, right, Dunks? I knew you were doing the hockey game, so you weren't watching what were you centered on?
It was a little earlier, so I could kind of go back and forth with it, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you doing both?
More lock Sixers.
Right. Me too. What did you think of Embiid in the first half? What'd you think overall of the team?
Overall, the team,
First
I mean,
half.
they looked like a team that still hadn't played together a ton in that way. Like, I don't think everything was ironed out in terms of what they were trying to do offensively. Defensively, they looked a step slow. They looked like they left their energy in Philadelphia.
Early they
all
did.
the way until the third quarter. I mean, when they got down 19, I'll be honest with you, I was like, well, this is going to be a pretty
loss.
Wrap it up. We'll figure out, what we talk about come tomorrow because there's nothing out of this game other than they went down to D.C. on a back-to-back and they look bad. To the Embiid specific part of this conversation, still looks slow defensively. He was matched up against an athletic guy that really they were able to exploit the fact that he's not going to go out to the three-point line to try and grab him. And when he was coming after him down low, if Embiid didn't have the first step on him, Embiid was in trouble. I will say, I think I saw a lot of people having the conversation offensively about what they felt like that team lacked with Embiid on the floor, and I didn't see that. I still think, given his talent and given his ability on the offensive side of things, there's a reason why they're +9 when he's on the floor. That offense still, when he's out there.
Yeah, he was -18 on the game, though, wasn't he?
No, he's +9.
Was he?
Yeah. Offensively, still what they do with him on the floor.
+9, all right.
Yeah, it is enough. Obviously, he needs to be more mobile. If he's not going to be more mobile, we're going to be in trouble.
Here's my takeaways. Edgecombe didn't take a shot till 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
It's
the fourth game of the season, and it's really they've played one other game with Embiid. it's going to take a little bit of time for them to figure all that out. Remember when Harden and Maxey were trying to learn how does Maxey and Harden play together to get, to where you're not taking away.
Both guys want to facilitate and want the ball. There's only one ball.
And ultimately, it's like, well, we're just going to get rid of Harden and we want Maxey to be out there.
That was the right decision.
It was, but so it is going to take some time. But I was happy to see Embiid sitting on the bench when Grimes hit the three-pointer to tie it. Embiid's reaction, I don't know if you saw Embiid's reaction. He was
flying off the bench.
Yeah, it's. I am not going to come in here today and be negative about Joel Embiid and say they're better without him. They look different without him. And but the only way this team is going to advance to an NBA final is if they figure out the Joel Embiid aspect to where they can insert him into this team and get the best of Embiid and get the best of all these young guys too. Because the young guys is why I'm tuning in right now.
Absolutely, and that's why they won the game last night. They didn't have a lot going on in the game. In the back-to-back, but Tyrese Maxey took over.
He took over.
He took over, and that's what happens in the NBA sometimes. That's how you got to win sometimes.
This is probably an overreaction, but Embiid looks cooked defensively.
He looks disinterested defensively too.
Well, but also it's another surgery on his knee.
Yeah.
He's 31 years old.
He's 31. Jeez,
isn't that unbelievable?
Unreal. Where'd that go?
610-632-0975. So Nick Nurse spoke post-game about the fight this team continues to show. I don't know how they got it to overtime. They did, and then they took over in overtime. Has this team found a new identity for itself? We have that, and we have some reaction here. Get on the phone line, 610-632-0975, and the text line, Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And then it's great that some unexpected guys make plays, right? Like Bona has 2 points, but they were the two that gave us the lead, right? So, and he hadn't played very good leading into the fourth quarter and the overtime, and then he was, again, blocking everything in sight there when it mattered. So really good fight, really great fight by our guys on a tough back-to-back.
That's Nick Nurse after the game. He's talking about Adam Bona.
He was like swat.
He had 4 or 5 blocks, and
He ended up with 5. But
he had 5.
of them.
4 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
And
I think you get so much energy from a block.
You do for sure.
Yeah, it's such an emasculating play.
Especially if you're able to then transition with it.
Yeah,
and that's why
defense
Edgecombe
toughness.
and Maxey are so deadly.
In transition with it. Yeah, you're right. And to me, it's one of those things like, dude swatted you, and then you go the other way and score. I think it just like builds up
It does.
energy. And like I think that's what got me going on the bench, like getting pumped up, seeing that. Like it's the block is still one of the most underrated momentum swingers in sport. Block shot.
Remember Theo Ratliff?
Oh,
He was perfect for that
long arms.
He was a shot blocker for sure, but he also, when he would block it, he's blocking it in a direction
Forward.
for Iverson to get it,
Yeah,
and then
run out.
Good luck stopping that. And that was before he got hurt, that 2001 team.
42-14 when he got hurt.
And then you bring in Flintstone feet to Kembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
And it totally changes the dynamic of the team. I know why they did it. They still made the finals, but still, it was.
And Theo got
everything.
hurt.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't ideal. You didn't want to do that, but you had to, and you had to go out and find somebody because he started out the year 10-0 that season.
That was a fun team.
Like this team's 4-0. It's early still. It's a small sample size, but I mean, when you get that energy and belief, like you felt like that season was coming for the Sixers, though. All the drama that took place the summer before. But Iverson came in, put it all together, an MVP year. That was a fun year.
Could this team make a run this year?
Only 4 games. I'm not prepared to go there yet. I'm open to it, but I don't know. We got to see. There's still a lot more to be determined. It's a little too early. I don't know. Are you there already?
Yes.
They can make a run.
Yes, I'm there.
4 games in to 82.
They can make a run.
Are you one of those people that complain, 82 is too many games?
No.
Okay.
No, because I don't live in fantasy land where these owners are going to shorten their season and have less gates. It's not going to happen. We could have the
25% of their profits. We'll just cancel them.
MLB, get to season 140. Good freaking luck.
Yeah, no way.
Another 21 less games. Not going to happen. No, this team right now, doesn't it seem like there's something, right? Doesn't it seem like there's something special? And I'm fighting. I'm being honest.
4 games.
I'm fighting off the Embiid. God, it's like, he's in there and he changes the whole way that they play. And Edgecombe's not shooting, and he looks like Herman Munster out there trying to play defense. I'm fighting that because it's important that if they can figure it out, Ray, then that's how they make a run. When was the last time everybody on this team was pulling in the same direction?
Was it?
Seriously, when? Ever? Because you had Ben Simmons. I mean, it's been a long time. Like Doc Rivers, and it's like, well, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? Like he'll screw it up.
Time management and use of the timeout.
Right. And so I mean, I don't know. But to me, there's no doubt this feels different. Now it is 4 games, and look at the teams that they've beaten. Friday night, but you know who they play Friday night? Down at the center?
The Celtics?
Boston Celtics at home Friday night.
Good.
And it's an Amazon Prime game.
Is that good?
I don't know.
I'll let you know.
Well, it's a national.
So the game will be delivered in an envelope on my porch.
Right. So
Cool.
So if you want to exit the game, you're gonna have to wait for it to I like to flip during commercial breaks, and when you watch on Amazon, then you have to exit the whole Amazon thing, and it takes time.
Yeah. The Amazon guy went during the season is at my house more than I am, so
yeah,
have fun, dude.
The Amazon guy's at my house.
Close the cabinets that my wife left open.
365.
Yeah. Every day the dog's just going nuts. I'm like, it's the Amazon guy again.
You know what? I was thinking about Chuck from Mount Airy last night.
What?
Because he is.
Because you're sick.
Well, no, because of Embiid.
Oh. Okay.
And he has been And we'll see. I want to see where he is today. But, yeah, he's been a big critic of Joel Embiid. Chuck from Mount Airy leads us off today. Chucky.
Johnny Marks, what's the deal?
What's up, Chuck? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. My Sixers are 4-0 right now. My Eagles 6-2. The Flyers doing what they doing. The Phillies doing what they doing. Sitting home right now watching the World Series. And, listen, life is good, man.
What about Embiid? What did you think last night?
He's a loser, okay? And I tell everybody out there who would listen, here's the thing about Joel Embiid. He's bringing the morale of this team down, and I don't care about no +9 number and all that crap. I know my eyes see. And my eyes see when this guy's on the court, you know what I mean, Maxey is not who he is. He's deferring to him, and VJ Edgecombe is deferring to him. VJ Max is what this team is right now. And I'm telling anybody who listen with ears, I'm diving all in with those two guards. We've been waiting for years for two guards like this. And you're going to tell me you're going to let this tree trunk, 7'2" loser of a player sit in the middle of what we're trying to do with this team? Not happening. You know what I mean? He's at the top of the key, you know what I mean, looking for the ball. Get out the way of the guards, man. Get your ass down low. You know, this is why Nick Nurse doesn't play him in the fourth quarter, and I'm glad he doesn't. And he's not going to play him in the overtime period because he doesn't play no defense, man. We need a guy like Bone out there, a Theo Ratliff type guy, Ben Wallace. You squint your eyes a little bit, you see Ben Wallace out there. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the difference between losing and winning. And that play with that Bona had, when the guy tried to lay it up, and we thought it was a goaltend, they thought it was a goaltend, it was a blocked shot. You know what I mean? That's the difference between Joel Embiid and Adam Bona. That's what you need out there. You need a guy out there that's athletic and that's going to know his role, like Drummond, grab rebounds and get it to these guards. This team is going to go as far as Maxey take them and as VJ Edgecombe take them, because he doesn't play like a rookie.
No, Chuck, you know what? Man. Like I'm fighting it because I'm trying to be positive because the Sixers look great and it's 4-0, but I finally, when Embiid wasn't playing, it looks like a modern NBA team. It does. It's what I watch when I turn on TNT. And Embiid, as talented as he is, you have to play very deliberately when he's in there because he needs his touches, and unless he's shooting threes, he's got to get down into the paint, and he's got to get posted up. He can't do that. Feed him.
He can't get down to the paint anymore.
It's a boring game. I almost wanted to fall asleep last night, and I wasn't falling asleep on any of the other games. Listen, the guy has been an MVP. I get that. Even though he campaigned for it, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, you know, he's the only MVP in league history and never been to a conference final. Everybody want to hold on. Oh, he's been MVP my ass. The guy is not who we thought he was. He is who I thought he was. He's an injury-prone loser when it comes to the big games. And people want to say to me that, oh, we're going to go as far as he takes us. Well,
the second round.
Yeah.
I've never seen this guy take us anywhere but the second round.
All right, so Chuck, let's be positive for a second. My hope is that they can figure out the formula for playing the style of play that they can play when with Embiid and when Embiid's not on the floor. Because ideally he can't play more than 30 minutes, right? And like you said, I don't know how you put him in. I don't know how you put him in for extended minutes in the fourth quarter, other than getting him out for defense. And offense. I don't know, but like the hope has to be, Chuck, that they can figure this out with him.
But if they can't, well, he's gone then. Then you move him.
Johnny, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm not giving up on Paul George yet. You know what I mean? Even though he hasn't shown me nothing, it's the fact that, and I'm not even my hate about Embiid. He doesn't fit with this team. The NBA is about running and gunning. When you look at OKC, those guys, nobody's building their team around a center that's 7'2" that's injury prone anymore. Nobody's doing that, man. We got a team that can actually run with a team like OKC. You know what I mean? And we're trying to fit in this guy. I'm tired of trying to fit in Joel Embiid. Now, you say Paul George, if he comes back, he plays the wing, and he can play a little defense and shoot the ball. You know what I mean? He can fit in. He can fit in.
No, you're right. You're right.
But Joel is, I can't see it, man.
Chuck, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling.
Putting a California redwood in there.
Peace,
all right, man. Love you, Chuck.
That California redwood in the middle of he's got to get him. Nick Nurse has to get him out just to make way so that Maxey can do his thing and Edgecombe.
All right, more phone calls coming up. You heard Chuck from Mount Airy on Joel Embiid. What do you make at the start of the season? 610-632-0975. And Embiid said something after the game about what's different with this team. We'll play that for you coming up as well. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Philly sweeps the night. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards in D.C. The second leg of a back-to-back. Quentin Grimes, big late in that game, hit the game-tying three to send that thing to overtime. Had 23 points off the bench. Adem Bona had 5 blocks in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. His 2 points, very important. They put the team ahead in the overtime. Tyrese Maxey, a big game for him again, scoring 39 points, 10 assists for him in the win. After the game, Nick Nurse talking about the comeback.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
Next time Sixers are in action against the Celtics Friday night at 7 o'clock. Last night, the Flyers with a 3-2 win in the shootout against the Penguins. A physical game, plenty of fights. That game looked like it was over before it was over. They had an overtime goal that was overturned. Big night for Bobby Brink. Goal, assist, and then scored in the shootout in a filthy move to get the Flyers to win. They're now 2-0 on the homestand. This update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Operates on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5, The Fanatic.
think it's just a different mindset. Everybody just, I think last year, it's easy to go and say everything is so different from last year because last year was the lowest you could ever be. Everything that could go wrong just did. I think it's just different mindset. Everybody believing more in themselves and everybody trusting each other, and we're playing that way.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks with Midday Martinez. Jason Martinez with us today.
What's going on?
Midday Ray Dunn.
Midday done.
Yeah. Ray was, were you out last night or were you working late last night, Ray?
Working last night, yeah.
I figured.
The greatest play-by-play announcer in Philadelphia history.
Some people are saying that.
Yeah, ChatGPT apparently.
Yeah. If my board worked. Are you kidding me? Oh, here it is. Yeah, because we have this.
How about that?
Right.
Nice. How about that?
That was a women's Temple soccer game.
Okay.
Because he calls it from a closet somewhere.
How about that?
Good acoustics in the closet, huh? Like I was listening on my way in, and they were playing some of the highlights from last night and all the block shots of the game, and of course, the one and only Tom McGinnis is going nuts, like, oh yeah, and Andrew said, when he's having fun, I'm having fun.
Absolutely,
he is one of those infectious guys. Like, oh man, because he's doing the game by himself in multiple personalities. By the way,
oh no,
get excited!
Yeah, Tom's one of the greats.
He's flipping between three different characters.
Kidding me?
Yeah, like man.
I have to.
Man,
and when
irritating.
I say insane, I mean that in the good way.
Yeah,
a guy like Kevin Harlan's insane. That he's able to do what he does.
Not sane mind.
Processing the information as quickly and delivering the play-by-play and be funny and smart.
Yeah, witty.
That's like Tom, and witty. That's Tom. When I listen to those guys, and Kevin obviously does a lot of TV, but he's a radio guy. Like he always has been a radio guy first. Yeah, he is as good as it gets, and so is Tom. No, it's true when the Sixers are good and they're making a run in the fourth quarter.
Fun.
Get out of here with Tom McGinnis.
Yeah, and like he's having a conversation with him. Then you meet him in person. And you're like, "Hey, Tom," and he's like, "How you doing?" Like,
yes.
Like, who the hell's this guy?
Well, you said it, man. You get him in the moment. Look out.
Yeah,
he's a red light player.
Yeah, the light goes on. Boom.
Look out.
It's so fun to watch.
Now, Ray, on the other hand.
How about that?
Not sure about. Well, I guess we have to find out. He is a very, very. He's the voice of the Temple Owls women's basketball program.
That's great.
We're gonna be listening to his calls all year long.
I'm one of those old guys trying to get into modern technology and ChatGPT, and ChatGPT tells me he's on the rise.
Correct.
So,
we asked this morning.
Yeah, I did. Well, that's because Dylan back there is trying to influence ChatGPT. I didn't know ChatGPT could be influenced.
Yes, yeah, of course it can.
So, can I influence it about me?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
We get to back working on that.
Correct.
I'd rather not.
Well, you have to watch it because then ChatGPT will kill you.
Ultimately,
it'll turn on you. Yes,
it'll be Terminator.
We're all dead.
We
all
just
this
don't know
AI
it yet.
will kill us.
Yes.
Coming up at 11:25.
Influence me.
Jason Martinez against Vito. The Battle of the Stepfords. It's a Flyers trivia question with 5 questions, and the winner gets tickets for whoever aligns themselves. So we'll give you that. But if
I'll be representing one caller,
and then
the other,
or a texter. We're going to do one caller and one texter. So
should I be offended that you're calling me and Vito a Stepford? 610s.
I think what's the percentage of people that have no idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flyers fans were called, and it wasn't a compliment, Stepford fans for many years by certain members
because they'd fill up the barn.
Yeah.
Outright.
I think that guy used to step.
You and your Stepford Flyers fans. And he told me one day on the show, can we put 3 pucks on the ice to make the game more interesting? I blew a gasket.
So it's a
Michael, I tend to think we can't do that.
So it's a tribute to Mike, the Battle of the Stepfords. That's coming up 11:25. So if you want to win tickets or you just want to be entertained, that's coming up 11:25. Feedback, it's 975-feedback at 975thefanatic.com or text the text line 610-632-0975. And if you want to be if you want feedback, more AI, because we have the AI voice that voices feedback. That's at the end of the show. Just when you text, put feedback and then your name and location.
Can we use the AI voice with the female English accent? Can we change it to that? Like I love that.
Nate in the back is responsible for all of that.
I don't know if you can do that, but I prefer her.
I pay for it. So
you do? Okay.
Yeah, because there's like to use it every day like we do.
Otherwise you reach your limit. And they're like,
it's a pain to have to do
as
it.
soon as we're going to give you the actual answer you want, you've reached your limit.
Right.
You're like, damn it.
Let's go to the phones, Jason, and talk to Silver. Is calling from Germantown, the Germantown section of Philadelphia. Silver, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I was just tuned in to the whole segment, and like I said, Edgecombe, Maxey, great guards, but we're not going to talk down on Embiid like that because of his health issues and stuff like that, because you can't control injury. If Embiid is healthy, he's top 5 player in the NBA. So,
well, he's definitely won an MVP. There's no doubt about that.
But again, if he's healthy, how often has he proven that he can be, and stay healthy?
But you know what? Like at this point, Silver, anybody that thinks that Joel Embiid is going, like, he's not going to be like. This is what you got right now. What my
hope on the playoffs, though.
Yeah, no, that's my hope.
We can have him healthy for the playoffs. We can get past the second round. But a lot of them times
he never has
get past the second round, huh?
He never has. Where he's 31 now.
But they also, like, Silver, I'm with you. Again, stop thinking about him being, quote unquote, healthy in the playoffs. But then the problem has always been, the problem has always been that they've had to overly rely on Joel Embiid. And when you do that with a guy that's 7 foot and now he's trying to do too much, can they find that sweet spot where he is a big part of the team without doing what he had to do before? You know what I mean? Which was carry the team.
Right. The last couple of years, he was the face of the organization. Now you have 2 guards that you could put out on the perimeter and score and also get to the basket. So now he has a supporting cast. Paul George will come back. He'll play good this year because he'll be back. He'll be back.
Because he'll be motivated.
He got to be, and he'll be motivated. Yes, that's all it's being about, motivation. You don't talk down on your players like that, on your team like that, if they on your team. The Ben Simmons thing, that's different. Embiid never gave up on us. He's been playing for us as hard as he can for the last 10 years.
Hey, Silver, listen. At some point, Bill and Ricky were talking about this yesterday, but he said Joel Embiid, Bryce Harper, they essentially said the same thing. Bryce Harper was hurt by the trade talk and all this other stuff. Joel Embiid said almost the same thing, where he said, I've done everything for the city and the team. I've played injured and everything else. And B gets a much different reaction to Bryce Harper. Now, I'll say this. People are turning on Bryce Harper with his comments. He miscalculated. Coming out and doing that interview was not smart by Bryce Harper after losing and not showing up in the playoffs again.
Yeah. When it repeatedly happened, you got to pick your spots and when to say those kind of things, right? After you go to a World Series, you understood it. Right. Because Bryce Harper's delivered and the team was going on these runs. But when you keep coming up short and you say it, it gets to a point where we say, okay, we don't give a damn. You're getting paid to come up big, and you're not coming up big.
Coming up, 610-632-0975. We have some phone calls. We have some texts. Can this team truly do something this season? Let's dive into that. We're not talking about them being fun and getting off to a good start. Can they finally make an NBA final? Could they win it? We'll discuss coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. We're back, Middays with Marks.
That Roca hits me in all the right places.
I put an audio slave. I sent it to Nate. Put an audio slave track in to. Yeah, we're trying to get a little edge to the.
Kidding me?
I put something in for you that I wonder if you know what it is. It's a song specific for Jason that probably only works if Jason's here.
Okay. I'll when it happens, I'll point it out.
Okay.
That'll be your way of knowing. It hasn't happened yet,
Well, it's not Slayer or Pantera, but it's a song that I don't even know how I know about, and it's in the middle of the song is where I started because that's when the real good part of it.
Breakdown or
correct.
Oh God, it's good work.
Yeah, because "Calm Like a Bomb," that song right there by Rage Against the Machine, that didn't start from the beginning.
No, that's not the beginning. Of the song.
I started it appropriately.
Yes, sometimes you don't start at the beginning; you start at the hook.
Damn right.
They call it a hook.
That was the hook.
Yeah.
Because you can't talk to the. Can you? Did you used to talk to the Post?
Absolutely.
At YSP? Can you talk to the Post?
Yeah. Give me any song.
All right, later in the show. You know what that means, Ray?
I'll give you a walk up.
Yes. Do we have? I'll see if we have anything that.
Yeah, you can just play something off YouTube. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I got. Let me listen to it before so I can know where the Post is. If it's a song I haven't done this in a long time.
Well, no, you need to get a song that you know, and then you're going to do it.
Yeah, but don't give me like Stairway to Heaven. I can't be reading War and Peace to get to the Post.
There's probably a Metallica song that or something like that you'd be able to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Everything that used to rock.
The Audio Slave song that we put in, you should be able to do it.
We'll do that. Like a Stone?
No, it's the How to Live. Tell me how to live.
Somewhere to Live.
Yeah, Somewhere to Live.
Somewhere to Live from Audio Slave. Coming up next.
Coming up at 11:25, if you want to win
30-minute rock block
Flyers tickets.
Yes.
Vacation a day to the Bahamas. Yes. That's coming up at 11:25. Flyers tickets coming up at 11:25.
Now you confuse the audience. They think that they're going to the Bahamas to watch the Flyers.
There's no Bahamas. Battle of the Steffords. Jason Martinez against Vito. And
I'm nervous about this. I got to be honest with you because I'm Mr. NBA. Like on the spot NBA. Like your associate producer came in, I put him on the grill right away about the Old Testament because he said he was a good Catholic school judge kid,
and he went over on the Catholic questions.
He did decently until he got to the one that was the easiest one for him for the books of the Old Testament.
But you're
Judges, where he went to Father John.
You're an award-winning Catholic.
I was, yeah.
I know.
Well, like half the Sixers team are named after Catholic books of the Bible. So
yeah. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. You're getting at least. You might get all 5, and then I have like a tie-breaking bonus question. It's actually not a bonus; it's a tiebreaker. In case you guys all go 5 for 5 or 4 for 4. That's coming up at 11:25. That's going to be a lot of fun. Battle of the Steffords. Do we have any? What's the reaction on the text line here?
I mean, someone very upset with Chuck. Why is this guy allowed to keep talking and call Embiid a loser? The vibes are so high on this team, and him saying this brings the morale down because of Embiid is wild.
I mean, it brings the morale down. What with the audience? I mean, people weren't watching the game last night thinking, "Wow, like he had 25 points in 23 minutes." So I don't want to pretend
he was productive.
He was productive, but
he had to get out of the way when the game was on the line.
Just said like everything that I watched in the game before and the other game that Embiid wasn't in there. Everything that I watched was everything I was looking for from a team. Everything. And then the game last night, it's like, he's Herman Munster, Fred Flintstone feet running around out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy what they're doing. I also realize the reality of this league that you can have as many quick guards as you want. If they don't have a wing or a big that's going to do something for them, they're not going to go anywhere.
Paul George is interesting because I think you're going to see the best Paul George that you could possibly see right now. Because there's going to be plenty of opportunities to him to be shooting threes. And honestly, with his size, he's probably going to play a lot. Like Kelly Oubre, how he's playing right now, which is essentially he's the 4 or even a 5 sometimes. Isn't that modern NBA basketball? Like Bona comes in and he's your center, but he's a more of a modern center. He's not going to be play starter minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're still going to get into some tough situations if you're counting on Oubre to be your 4 against a lot of teams.
No, agree.
I don't know how we're living in this because Chuck brought up Paul George, and I don't know how we're living in a timeline where we're more positive on Paul George as a player than Joel Embiid. Like Paul George Knee was cooked. Like he played 41 games last year, and he got hurt over this offseason. We haven't seen him yet, and all of a sudden we're more positive about the guy that hasn't taken the floor yet than the guy that had 25 points in 23 minutes yesterday.
But again, you know what now, though? He's almost an afterthought. Paul George. You saw what he was last year. Last year he came in, it's like, Embiid, Paul George, you got to win an NBA championship. They're built to win an NBA championship. No, they're not. Not with those two old guys. But can these guys now not be complementary players, but just be an important part of the team with the two young guys? Because you're right, Ray. The way that they're playing right now with Embiid, they're not winning anything like that. Maybe they make the playoffs and they win a round, but like this goes away after the regular season. I don't know how long you can do it for.
I mean, you could play quick and go up and down the floor. Like we watched the Pacers last year. That was all pace. They were gunning up and down the floor. They like energy wins. I just don't think they have like the level of high-end talent. Maybe VJ Edgecombe is going to carry this out through an entire season. He's going to be a 19-year-old that plays like he's a 25-year-old for his entire rookie year. And if he does, God bless him. You know, I wanted to pick it. I wanted him to be the pick. And if he makes it work all year long, that's great. At some point, league's going to watch him. They're going to start to throw things at him that he hasn't seen before. Like things are going to change. You're going to need one of the guys that's on a max contract to be a star level player for you when it counts.
And in the NBA playoffs, it goes to a half court game too.
Yeah,
and you're going to need a big somebody to be able to back a guy down.
Yeah, they missed Maxey. What you always hope for with Embiid was Maxey could be the guy, because when you're Embiid's size, at the end of games you can't just throw it to him and hope that he turns the ball over, because then they double him. And then if he's out at the time, like you can't do it with a big man.
He can't be your handler.
No, you need a guard or a wingman that you give the ball. And Maxey's shown to be a closer. He's hitting big shots in big moments. So that's what you need. Now you have Edgecombe, and like that's positive, John Sixer fan. Nick Nurse has got to figure out the formula for putting all this stuff together. And it's been how many games?
It's four games.
Yeah, 4 games, and they're 4-0.
Yeah, but the thing, you're right though. It all has to come together if they're going to do something big. I don't know that that's going to happen yet. We got to see. We got to see if they can learn how to play together, the young guys with the older guys, who belongs on the floor at what, and that's where Nick Nurse comes in. Who belongs on the floor at what times in games? You got to develop that. It's got to happen organically.
Yeah.
They're off to a good start.
It does feel different. The energy's different. It doesn't like before.
Maxey excites you,
but before Embiid, his mood and everything else, I think really everybody took their cues and their lead from Joel Embiid, right?
Yep.
When he was mad he won the MVP, and it seemed like the guys were walking on eggshells, and Embiid was kind of, remember that playoff game? Embiid was kind of mad. He didn't win the MVP.
Pouting.
Now, I don't think anybody looks at it like that with Edgecombe and Maxey, because it's like, hey, you know what? Like, we're going to follow these guys. And Embiid seems like he's re-energized as well.
Yep.
Which is good.
You can re-energize veteran players, which is your hope and optimism for Paul George.
So let's get into it. Unfiltered yesterday talked about the treatment of Joel Embiid in this town compared to Bryce Harper. Is Embiid treated fairly, and are we starting to get Harper fatigue here?
Well, if you don't win and you get paid all that money,
I think it started.
Yeah, of course it starts. It makes you question the player. But like with Embiid, it all got stale. It just did.
Well, I have major opinions on this. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies sweeps tonight. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards last night. Quentin Grimes stepped up big late at 23 points off the bench, including a game-tying 3 that sent the game to overtime. And Dembona had 5 blocks in the fourth quarter, and overtime is 2 points. Well, 2 massive points as it got the Sixers the lead in overtime. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points and 10 assists in the win. Nick Nurse postgame talking about the comeback.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
Sixers Celtics Friday night at 7 o'clock. That's the next time the 76ers are in action. The Flyers last night won 3-2 over the Penguins. They won in the shootout. Brink and Michkov both scoring in the shootout. Brink with a big night, a goal and assist. Also, Travis Konecny had his 200th career goal in the victory for the Flyers. This update is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, Jason Martinez.
This is not the song you did for me.
It is not. No, this wouldn't be your style.
I don't even know who it is.
Glass Animals? Is that what it is?
That's who it is?
Yeah.
It's the new. Well, it's the new.
Somebody gave you an updated Billboard top list.
No. This is.
Oh, this isn't new?
No. It's a couple years old.
Oh, okay.
Now, this screams of a guy that found TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah, this song went big on TikTok. Then it went big on the charts.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear it on TikTok, but no, my friend Sludge that works in Chicago, Q101 in Chicago. It's an alt station.
Yeah, he was a former rock radio guy.
Yep. Yeah. He's a true radio guy.
Brian,
He's been out there for a while, and I listen to him in the morning a lot. Like when I'm not when I say a lot, I mean I'll listen for, maybe once or twice a week when I don't feel like talking about sports or listening to sports.
Yeah.
And that's a new age alt song. So you have more. It's the alternative that we listened to in the '90s. The '90s alternative is not. You're listening to it's like pop alternative.
Totally
that's what
different.
That is.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where I heard that.
Now that I got that.
That song's got to be like 5 years old, at least. I don't know.
You know how it is. You get older and you're like, I'm still listening to the same stuff.
Sure.
I know what I like.
Yeah. Pantera.
Yeah. I listen to the same stuff.
If there was one song that you could listen to
all the time,
yeah, just like on a loop.
Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica.
It's all a Metallica song.
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
And it ain't Sandman.
No.
No.
Well,
or one. No.
Ray, what would you say?
Count Me Out, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
I think you said count me out.
I don't want to talk about
this conversation.
Oh, no.
If Kendrick Lamar walked in here right now, I wouldn't know who he was.
Me neither.
If you asked me to give me one Kendrick Lamar song, I couldn't do it. That's how detached I am from.
It's from having kids.
Yeah, well, long before that. No, I just didn't like. I stopped listening. I don't know. I just stopped listeing to music for a while, and I guess that was the.
And if you do, you listen to what you already know,
right.
and you like, because you don't have time. I don't have time, or I'm out of bandwidth, John.
Yep.
To use the phrase the kids, my bandwidth is all used up. I got it. My external memory drive is full, and my bandwidth is limited.
Of course, me too.
So
no, I'm in the negative
yeah
territory with that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yesterday, Bill Colarulo, Ricky Bo, Bill brought it around to like, all right, I heard, and a lot of it was because I was whining about Bryce Harper's treatment, and all right, so. Dave Dombrowski's comments, it was just stupid to do. It serves no purpose. I don't care if it was motivation, which I don't think it was.
You don't need to motivate him.
You don't motivate Bryce Harper. If it's something between him and Boris and they wanted a contract extension, like, okay, I can understand Dombrowski being annoyed by that. But coming out and saying, no, I don't know if he's a lead anymore, it just doesn't – it got us down this path to where then Bryce Harper and then – you have one of the insiders come out and says, I wouldn't be 100% shocked if he got traded because he obviously knows that there's probably some internal things going on with Boris or whatever. So then it becomes, there's Bryce Harper. Could he be traded? Should they trade him? And Bryce made the mistake of coming out and speaking to Matt Gelb. And now I know it was a mistake because the reaction to that is, are you tone deaf? You just, again, in the playoffs. Came up small. And if you and Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber, but you, because you're the franchise guy, if you get a hit in any of those games, the Phillies might still be playing.
Yeah, different conversation.
And to come out and say you were hurt and you've done everything for the franchise and you've changed positions and all that, I mean, he's right, but Dave Dombrowski was also right in questioning whether or not he was right to do it, but I'm sure a lot of people wonder if Bryce Harper is going to be that player anymore.
Well,
or not.
Dombrowski's negotiating publicly, which I never like. He's kind of lowering the level that Bryce Harper is on at this time in his career publicly because of the contract situation. There's no upside to it.
I'm still not sold if that's what he's doing, but a lot of people believe that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I believe that's what he's doing. And to me, there's no upside to that. For Harper, yeah, it's a little tone deaf. We don't want to hear about the injuries now. It's not about just this year.
No.
This is a buildup. Like there's scar tissue.
It's been a NLCS where they collapsed.
Yeah.
Last year and then this past year.
Yeah. So it's more than just the moment right now for fans. It's built up scar tissue.
And Bryce has had his moments, and I firmly believe you should have loyalty to Bryce, but Bryce also should say nothing. Or if he's going to say something, you know what you say? You know, like
we got to get it done.
If I play better, maybe we're playing right now, and I'm, you know,
take
like
it on.
Take it on.
Yep.
Put it on yourself. Even if what Dombrowski said was stupid, and it was. But and I've seen a lot of people, whether it's on social
served
media.
up red meat.
Yeah, he did. So Bill asked yesterday. Well, Joel Embiid came out last year and said, like, I've given the city my all. I've played injured. I've done everything that I could. Like I've done everything.
I'm beat up.
Right.
I've given my body to the city, and they don't recognize it. They don't appreciate it. Like, I understand that from an athlete's perspective, but you also got to understand that when Joel Embiid's long gone, the Sixer fans are still going to be here.
Right.
They're here for a period of time. Fandom is a lifetime.
All right, so let's start.
There's a lot of scar tissue there.
Ray, do you agree that people are starting to turn on Bryce after those comments? People are really annoyed.
I think it's given people an ability to show that they're turning on him already. Like, I think they were already turning on him. I think after that series, listening to everyone talk about, well, the Stars didn't show up again, that was turn on Bryce. Now that Bryce singled himself out by going and talking about Gil, like, I think people were already turning on him. Now it's just them actually coming to the light and saying, yeah.
And saying it instead of thinking it.
Yeah.
I think it's just temporary. I think this is the emotion still.
It is emotion.
Still raw. And eventually when the emotion fades, they'll be back to being on with. Are you better with him or are you better without him?
And I also think that Bryce was showing emotion.
Oh, he reacted emotionally.
He reacted emotionally,
Yeah.
which is why he shouldn't have talked, but he that's what he's going to do. For a guy that has been, and you want to call him calculated, I'm not going to disagree, but there's been no athlete in the history of the city that has entered this town and performed on and off the field like Bryce Harper.
No.
A master course at how to enter a city like Philadelphia. He has been unbelievable, and I think he's a genuine dude. I thought
it was phony at first. I had the preconceived kind of D-bag notion of Bryce Harper as a national and a diva and all that. And then he came here and he kind of hit every right step. Like he had a PR team behind him telling him how to do it. And he nailed it. And it became genuine.
Yep.
Because you can't sustain it that long if it's not.
Yeah, no, he's a genuine dude.
guy.
Even if some of it's calculated. We talked to Jason Worth, and he talked about the master marketer that Bryce is, just individually amazing at marketing himself. This, to me, feels like the first misstep in Philadelphia as far as making a mistake on dealing with the fans.
And it's out of emotion.
It is, and
defensiveness.
I saw the comments, and my initial reaction was, "Yo, Bryce, what are you doing?" My initial reaction was, "See, this is what happens, Dombrowski. That's why you don't say what you said, because now you've created a mess."
For no reason.
Yeah, now you've created a mess. So, and you know what? Bryce has got to get over it, and they got to work that out. But still, like, give me a comp of someone coming out and talk and speaking the way that Dave Dombrowski, what he said about his star player.
Yeah, you just don't do it.
In hockey, which is totally different, that's what they do, and it's stupid, but they do it all the time.
They call him out all the time. That's part of the culture of that sport. In baseball, you don't do that. You leave those guys alone, and you don't disparage them publicly because there's no upside to it. Now you're gonna have to deal with, speaking of bandwidth, use bandwidth, have meetings, and this is all got to be hashed out. And Boris is involved, and a contract's involved. Now it's a bunch of
the owner now. This is an ownership level thing.
Yeah,
and Bryce had said that Dombrowski, they didn't speak. They hadn't spoken when he talked to the Athletic, which is a problem.
Yep.
A major problem.
It makes you think, is there a lot more under the surface that we don't know? So it makes you question a lot of things.
So coming up, we have text line interaction. I'd love to take a couple phone calls. 610-632-0975. And as it relates to Embiid, see, I see Bryce Harper and Embiid very, very different as far as criticism that they could or should
warranted.
Take. Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colorado.
Welcome back, Middays with Marks. Is this seat height okay?
No, it's too high.
It's still too high?
Yeah, this one is as high as it goes. Gate uses like some sort of booster, like a memory foam booster. So this is a low rider.
Ricky and Bill both use a cushion.
Do they?
Yeah.
You'd think I would need a cushion.
Well, I think they do it for comfort more than maybe in that one they need a booster because of the chair.
Well, I mean, whose rear end's been through more in the last year than mine?
You probably need a. Yeah, I have a hemorrhoid pillow at home that I could bring in.
I don't even have a hemorrhoid.
No, well, I have one.
I had a little bit worse.
I could bring it in.
I may have to get one.
Ray's,
Get the Amazon guy to the house again. He can deliver the game and the memory foam booster.
Sure, he's already on his way. Is this a good for people watching on YouTube? Is this a good?
That's a good height. Do you
Good
look
height?
tall that way?
I don't care about looking tall.
No, those days are over.
Yeah, no, whatever.
You're not getting any taller.
I'm just getting shorter, if anything.
My dad was 6'4". I'm 5'7". It's such a screw job.
Was it like the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Danny DeVito?
It didn't break evenly.
Yeah. I was just watching that Danny DeVito commercial. Did you see the commercial? He was with somebody that was huge next to him. I forget who it was just the other day. And you forget how tiny he is.
Oh, yeah, no, he's like 5'2". Yeah, he's like 5 foot.
No, he's not like 4'5".
Is he really?
Gotta be.
All right, who's taller, Webster or Danny DeVito?
Oh, Webster was definitely smaller. Webster.
Manuel Lewis. How about Gary Coleman?
Smaller. Joe C. Wasn't that the guy from Kid Rock?
Yeah, but he was also a dwarf. These guys are.
So was Gary Coleman, no?
No, he wasn't.
No?
No. They were not. They were just very short. They're not. They weren't.
I'm looking up
dwarfs.
Danny DeVito's height.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, like, that's got to be I put in Danny DeVito.
5 foot, which means
He's 5 foot?
Well, that's his listed height.
Yeah.
Because I'm listed at 5'10".
Is there upside to listing his height any different as an actor?
5 foot looks better than 4'11".
I guess it does, especially for your mental space.
All right, so Gary,
80 years old.
Gary Coleman, is he 80 years old? Gary Coleman's 4'8".
Yeah.
He was 4'8". He passed away.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. I'm taller than both. I'm very
Gary
happy
Coleman,
about that.
of course, from different strokes.
All right. All right.
Which nobody knows.
Joel Embiid and Bryce Harper. All right. Why do they essentially say the same thing and one gets – because I'm seeing Harper criticism now, but it's not at the level of the Joel Embiid stuff.
The Embiid stuff's venomous still.
It is. And,
like Chuck from Mount Airy.
And Chuck started off calling him a loser. And here's what I would say. That what do we have? Like, what are the demerits against Bryce Harper? Other than this year and last year, they came up short in the playoffs. Because he had moments, man. They didn't win a World Series, but they went to a World Series. He had all-time Philadelphia moments in a non-championship game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He did. What are I'll ask you, Ray, you think about it. What are the demerits against Bryce Harper to where you should turn on him?
Well, and the oft-injured stuff is still there.
Okay,
Like,
the injury stuff. Okay. Because Embiid's criticized for the injury.
You're injured, and then it impacts you getting back. Like, all we heard was last year, the wrist is bothering at the end of the season. Does that play into your postseason thing? Well, we don't know. No one's ever going to – we're never going to run with the idea that the wrist was what stopped in the postseason because nobody else hit. So why does it matter? Or this year.
Okay, so injury stuff's not like Embiid, but the injury history it's not
There's
as
a
close to
parallel.
Embiid, but there's something.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Part of the equation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
Anything else? I mean, because you have a long track record of Joel Embiid stuff, which is what makes this conversation silly.
there is an idea that he would change positions and go back to the outfield. He said he would. You can say it.
Yeah, but he shouldn't.
But
he shouldn't.
Wait.
So you're worried about him being injured. You're going to put him back in the outfield?
Well, you're worried about Embiid being injured, and we're talking about playing fast. Like it's.
Yeah, but you know he's not going to play fast.
Well, you know that Bryce Harper's not going back to the outfield.
He's not.
But what would be best for this team? Where can you most logically find a power right-handed bat?
The best thing for this team is to have Bryce Harper at first base.
No doubt.
Is it?
Yeah, he's your first baseman. If you want him to be healthy, you don't want him running around the outfield crashing into walls. No, that's the last place you want him. No, he's a first baseman. Yeah,
a guy who had a wrist problem?
Well, listen, I don't think it's the best thing for his health either. But what I'm telling you is that the expectation for Embiid to be modern NBA and play one certain way would be detrimental to his health. the idea of Harper playing in the outfield is detrimental to his health.
So
both are best for the player that they are and keeping your most talented player active and healthy in their sport.
So it's less about that. Like, I just wrote this down quickly before the show with Embiid. The Shake Shack. He wasn't a professional in how he took care of himself. He'd buy bags of fast food to eat on the plane. He would show up to camp late, or not late. Sorry, that's later. He'd show up to camp out of shape, right? When he said the thing about giving everything that he had to the team, that was the whole hissy fit after he got called out in a team meeting for being late to everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By Tyrese Maxey.
When it got public.
And nobody said that's not true. Nobody said any of that. They confirmed it. So he's late to everything. You've never had that issue with Bryce Harper. He blames everybody else every year when they lose in the playoffs. Remember the press conference where he said we need to be tougher? Literally, they just lost the game to Miami, and he's saying he wants P.J. Tucker on the team next year. So they got him, and P.J. Tucker sucked.
Yep.
Every year, it's a different Ben Simmons. We're not tough
enough.
Different scapegoat every year. And, like, the lack of success, it's a reality. They haven't been to it. They haven't made it past the second round of the Eastern Conference Finals. So you add that all up, what do you have against Bryce Harper? Well, he whined to Dave Dombrowski, and they haven't made it past. They haven't won a championship in the last 2 years. Okay, much freaking different story than Joel Embiid.
So to this idea, though, we've seen Bryce Harper since 2019. We had Jason Worth on the show leading up to the postseason, and he laughed when we talked about young Bryce Harper and what it took to get him to be a professional because he came in as the young punk.
He was 19.
But when did Embiid get here?
Was 19. Wasn't playing when he was 19.
Well, because he sat out for 2 years.
Well, he's hurt. Like, he got here at 19. He was a young professional.
Drafted with a boot on.
We've had the entire experience of Embiid of watching him be the young professional that does dumb things. We didn't have that with Harper. He was the punk D-bag, as
that was
Jason
my
said.
preconceived notion.
Yeah, because we looked at him as, like, here's this punk that, like, has no professional to him. Like, he's talented.
Yep.
And I'm sure there are plenty of people in D.C. that when they won in 2019 after Harper were gone, just still in their mind equate to, well, Harper left and we ended up winning.
There's a lot of people that say they would have never won with Bryce Harper, and there's something to it.
Yeah. Maybe there is.
But I won't even deny that.
But if you say there's something to it in that sentence, then here is a star player that's oft injured, that's never won a title, that there might be something to a team losing him and going and winning, and it's not Joel Embiid. We're talking about Bryce Harper. Like, that's why I think sometimes when we have these conversations about the two of them, like if you're saying there was a team that was better off without a guy of Bryce Harper's talent, what does that say about Bryce Harper? I'm a big fan of the guy. I think he changed the trajectory of this entire organization.
What it said about Bryce Harper is that they still had enough talent on the team to win, and probably not bringing him back took a lot of the edge off the team to where now they feel like they can actually play baseball without the Bryce Harper thing looming over them.
And other guys could step into the void that he created.
Same thing happened here when Bobby Abreu was traded.
Yep.
The younger players were able to become leaders. So, like, is that part of is there a locker room or a clubhouse issue with Bryce Harper? I mean, like, I've never gotten that indication. He's not – Kyle Schwarber's your leader. Bryce Harper is the guy that's the star that – like, he's not a vocal leader. No one's ever said that he's the vocal leader.
See, the difference, too, though, is that the team has been tailored around Embiid for years with all the changes, from Ben Simmons to, they go out and they get Harden. None of it's worked. So there's so much there.
Well, like, to me, this is less the least, like, on that list of Embiid stuff, lack of success to me is probably the furthest down on the list because you don't win alone.
No.
When you're like you had said, when you look at your team and you're like, all right, well, how the hell is Embiid going to win like that? He had teams where he had enough talent to win.
Yeah.
But
especially early on.
But then recently he didn't, and his health had deteriorated. But, like, you have all these things happen with Joel Embiid. But that hasn't been Bryce Harper at all. Outside of not winning a World Series, Bryce Harper's been pretty damn good superstar here. And Embiid has the longer track record. And he also has a lot of this other stuff. So when asked the question, why does Embiid get treated differently, there's your answer.
And the personalities are totally different.
Bryce chose us. Like that I think that it comes in this equation. As much as we don't want to say Bryce chose us, we didn't choose. Embiid was chosen for us, and we've had to live with Embiid's flaws. Bryce was chosen for the Nationals fans. His flaws were fleshed out there. He came here and became the adult in the room. I will say, when you say Schwarber's the leader of that room, an hour after we talked about the fact that Maxi's taken over this team as being the driving force of this team, there's another similarity there.
That is similar. You're right.
They're the best player, but the leader in that room is someone who's more vocal and a better leader.
Yeah, but your best player doesn't need to be your leader.
No, it doesn't. You're absolutely not. But I'm just saying that, like, when we walk down this path, there's similarities there.
All right, so we got to get back into it, but we have some Flyers tickets. And we don't, Jason, I just don't give away tickets. We're not doing the contest line where,
Fifth caller.
Yeah, be the 105th caller on the contest line. I don't do that. We have a Flyers puck drop package. And you know what that includes? 2 tickets to a Flyers game Sunday, November 2nd, plus.
That's this Sunday.
Yeah, it is. Autographed hockey puck. Don't miss any of the action with 3 Flyers home games in 4 days at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Get your puck drop packages and tickets for all Flyers home games. It's on sale right now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
A couple old faces coming into town, too. Farabee and Frost.
Oh,
Playing
man.
with Calgary these days.
Who that? I was just about to say that.
I knew you were. They moved Farabee or Frost to the wing.
Oh, man.
The controversy.
What a great move. So here's what we're going to do. We've already flipped the
It's a
coin.
good thing I'm here.
We've already flipped the coin. Jason Martinez won the toss. He will go second.
I chose to go second.
You chose to go second.
Yes.
There are 5 Flyers trivia questions. Mike Vito, the broadcast coordinator of 97.5 The Fanatic, and also a Delco Flyers fan.
He's also the producer of the Flyers radio network.
And he's the producer. I didn't know that. That's not on his signature.
Well, it needs to be because he does every game.
He's the producer of the Flyers radio network.
Yeah.
This is going to be a heavyweight battle.
Well,
there's also a tie-breaking question with a number to make it impossible that you guys would tie.
okay.
So here's what we're going to do. 610-632-0975. Take the third caller on the regular phone line, 610-632-0975. That person will decide if they're teaming up with Jason or they're teaming up with Vito.
So they want Mr. NBA,
Yep.
me, or the executive producer of the Flyers broadcast network.
Or Delco Flyers fan.
Yes.
610-632-0975. The third caller gets it, and then the other one will go on the text line.
Okay.
All right, but don't text yet. Don't text yet.
You'll say
When we come back, I'm going to give a keyword
Okay.
to do it. That's coming up. We're playing for Flyers tickets. Don't go anywhere. This is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Philly sweeps the night. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards. Quentin Grimes stepped up at 23 points, including game-tying 3. Adem Bona had 5 blocks in the fourth and overtime. Had just 2 points. Those 2 points pretty big, though, as he had the go-ahead bucket for the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points and 10 assists in the win. After the game, Nick Nurse talking about the comeback.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
They'll be back in action Friday night at 7 o'clock against the Celtics at home. The Flyers won 3-2 last night over the Penguins. They won in a shootout. Bobby Brink and Matvei Michkov both scoring in the shootout. Brink, a big night, a goal and assist. Also, Travis Konecny had his 200th career goal in the victory. This update brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say good night to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
The goals.
Tippett looking, shooting, he scores! Oh, and Tippett.
The saves.
Backhand shot, look.
Oh, this is my song.
Ms. Fat Booty?
That's definitely not the song you picked for me.
No, yeah, I mean, the perfect song to come into a Flyers ticket segment. Great job,
Go on the
Frank.
Pico Power Play.
Yeah. All right. We are going to play the Battle of the Steffords in studio right now. Jason Martinez, the pre and post and in. What's your official title with the Flyers?
Pre-intermission and post-game host of the Flyers Broadcast Network, host of Flyers Daily, Stepford Flyers fan, according to you.
Correct. Facing off against Jason today is Mike Vito.
What's up,
guys? Give us your resume. Where are you from?
Delco, Ridley Township.
Ridley Township, Delco.
Couldn't tell by your accent.
2006 graduate.
Big-time Flyers fan.
Hoagies.
Yeah, hoagie.
You like hoagies?
Yeah, hoagie and Saturday.
Have you ever diarrheaed on somebody's hood before?
I have not.
Okay, good.
Don't intend to.
Good. And obviously a big Flyer fan.
Absolutely.
We were talking Legion of Doom Flyers or whatever. You're in your late 30s, so you know. You and Jason, a little bit older, but still, you know your Flyers hockey.
I think so.
All right. Guys, I have 5 questions for you, and then there's a tie-breaking question, which also will have a number to make sure there will be no tie. We flipped a coin before the show, and Jason has elected to go second. He won the toss. You will go first. Let me bring on Kevin from Delco, ironically. He's going to pick who he's teaming up with. Kevin, who are you aligning yourself with to try to win the tickets?
You know, I'm also a Ridley Township guy. I'm in Folsom, but I'm riding with Jason today.
Oh, dude, you're not even going with your boy, your Delco boy.
That hurts. I'm a Folsom boy, too.
I will tell you, I was actually born in Delco. I was born at Riddle Memorial Hospital.
Yeah,
my first 2 years, I lived in Glen Olden, and then I moved out to the sticks of Westchester.
You guys should go out for dinner and talk.
No, we shouldn't.
Kevin, hang on a second, man.
Not fun.
So hang on, that you can listen. We'll put you on hold here.
So
All
he
right.
picked me?
So he picked you, which means on the text line right now, the first person, Ray, to text the word puck to our text line of 610-632-0975, and just make sure you put your name and location so we knew who's playing with Vito.
Hashtag Buck.
You don't have to do the hashtag. All right, so we have Nate, our associate producer, is going to escort Jason to a soundproof booth. This will not be fixed. Jason is getting up, and he is exiting as Vito will now answer the questions. Are we ready? All right. Thank you. All right.
Sounds like he wants to be a millionaire a little bit.
Is he safely away? All right. Question number 1. This is not timed, by the way. It's just the most correct answers. Question number 1. The Flyers traded which future Hall of Famer to the Montreal Canadiens in 1995?
That would have been 1995.
Flyers traded which future Hall of Famer to the Montreal Canadiens?
That would have been Mark Recchi for John LeClair.
John LeClair. So I'm going to give you credit for that. That's correct. Who are the other two for a bonus?
That would have been... Oh, why am I drawing a blank?
3 seconds.
I can't remember. I don't know. It's Eric Desjardins and Rod Brindamore.
All right.
Definitely not right.
It is not. You get 1 point for the correct answer. That is correct. Mark Recchi was traded to the Canadiens. All right. Question number 2. Who was the Flyers captain before Claude Giroux?
Before Claude Giroux was... And Mike Richards in there. Mike Richards.
Mike Richards is incorrect. Question number 3. You got 1 so far. Who scored the game-winning goal in Game 6 of the 2004 Eastern Conference semifinals to eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs?
That was good old JR. Jeremy Roenick will never forget that goal from Jim Jackson down the boards after he rips it in.
That is correct. JR, Jeremy Roenick.
Series too.
You have 2 points so far. Question number 4. Which Flyers player holds the franchise record for most career goals?
Most career goals is not Bill Barber, Rick McLeish.
Rick McLeish is incorrect. Finally, question 5. Who did the Flyers draft with their 2011 first-round pick, 8th overall, that they received in the Jeff Carter trade to the Columbus Blue Jackets?
Sean Couturier.
Is correct. Bonus, which player has the most penalty minutes in Flyers history?
Our current head coach, Rick Tocchet.
And how many minutes?
Oh, man. How many minutes? 1,400.
All right, there we go. All right, Vito, not bad, not bad. We got 3 points for Vito as Jason Martinez will make his way in there. Got question 1, 3, and 5 correct.
How bad? The oddball that I am.
2 and 4 incorrect. And we'll talk about the tie-breaking question coming up. Here's Jason Martinez makes his way in there, and again, we're playing for a pair of Flyers tickets to the game on, and I wonder if Jason will add some things to the package. Sunday, November 2nd, Flyers, pair of tickets, and a puck, autographed hockey puck. Tickets available at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. So, Jason, Mike Vito got 3 correct.
Okay.
3 of the possible 6 points. There are 5 questions. So we got 3 correct.
And a bonus number question.
Correct.
All right. Hit me.
You're playing for Kevin from Delco for the tickets.
Here we go, Kev.
Question
up on our skates, boys.
Number 1. The Flyers traded which future Hall of Famer to the Montreal Canadiens in 1995?
Mark Recchi.
That is correct. For a bonus point, who were the 3 players that they received in return?
Dion, Desjardins, and Leclerc.
That is a 2-point answer. Correct.
Boom.
Question number 2.
Forgot about Dion, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I knew it.
Question number 2. Who was the Flyers captain before Claude Giroux?
Chris Pronger.
Correct. You've already tied.
Did you say
him.
Mike Richards?
I did.
Oh, come on.
I know.
About Pronger's brief history.
Question number 3. Who scored the game-winning goal in Game 6 of the 2004 Eastern Conference semifinals to eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Jeremy Roenick.
This is for the game. Correct.
JR, yeah. Wheeled up the right side.
Oh, it was an unbelievable goal.
What Flyers player holds the franchise record for most career goals?
Most career goals is Bill Barber.
Correct. And who did the Flyers draft with their 2011 first-round pick, 8th overall, that they received in the Jeff Carter trade to the Blue Jackets?
Sean Couturier.
5 for 5, 6 for 6.
Columbus,
attaboy, Jay.
Which player has the most penalty minutes in Flyers history?
Dave Schultz.
Rick Tocchet, which Vito actually got.
Should have got that.
1,815. You were even closer with that.
Played 11 years. Right.
Congratulations to Kevin, who wins the tickets. Kevin, congratulations. Good pick with Martinez.
Never a doubt, man. Today's my son's birthday, too. He's going to be stoked. So thanks, Jay. You're the man. Way to come through.
Oh, man. Thanks for calling,
Enjoy the
Kevin.
game.
Thanks for listening, brother. There you go.
Flyers, Calgary.
Yeah.
Coming up on Sunday.
Some home games, 3 and 4 days down at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. I still need to look at it because I don't have the muscle memory yet.
Yeah, Nashville on Thursday.
Okay.
Coming off the shootout win last night. Saturday is Toronto. So you got Hockey Night in Canada in South Philly coming up on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you get Calgary.
Oh.
So there you go. And then they'll hit the road a little bit. Big win last night, though.
Big
shootout win and over the Penguins. And Crosby gets a quadruple doink goal and ties it. But it was crazy overtime last night.
I heard that fans had left and then had to come back because, was there a goal that was waved off?
There was a delayed penalty call, and Malkin jumped on the ice, scored in the overtime thinking they won. No, he jumped on, like, seriously early before the goaltender was even close to the bench. And so that was waved off. Then the Flyers scored on the power play in overtime, and that was reviewed and deemed offside. That came off the board. Then you go to the shootout where the Flyers stunk out loud for years, but now all of a sudden they're good in the shootout with Mishkov and Brink scoring eventually the eventual game winner. The Flyers skate off with the 2 points. The Penguins get the loser point. The all-important point.
Good start to the year for the organization.
Very good. Yeah, very good. They've had the worst puck luck I've seen ever, and they're overcoming it. So
Ray and I were just talking about that before the show. The puck luck has not been good.
Oh, yeah.
Been unbelievably bad.
Yeah.
It has been.
How about that?
Checking my text line here. Vito, you've been demoted from the executive producer of the Philadelphia Flyers radio
Associate?
broadcast. Yes, you're now associate producer.
So I'm producing now, too?
Yeah.
Good luck, Shay.
Well, listen, thank you for playing, Vito.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna have Jason. We're gonna have to have some heavyweights going up against you here.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Steffords.
Yeah, those weren't too difficult. The Dion one, I will admit, was probably the pull. Remembering the Gilbert Dion,
the guy that wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, Desjardins and Leclerc are obvious, but they traded Recchi after he had a 128-point season, a franchise record.
The crazy eights. It was a great trade by Bobby Clark. Bill Barber, 420 goals. Brian Propp, second on the list, 369. Tim Kerr, third. Bobby Clark, fourth. John Leclerc, fifth. Tim Kerr was the guy he's the first Flyer that I really remember growing up, the big power.
Well, they would have won the Cup in 85 or 87 had he been healthy, but unfortunately he wasn't.
Coming up. So we haven't talked about the Eagles yet. Is that even possible?
Well, it's the bye week.
I know it is.
So that I guess it's allowed.
It is allowed.
But we do need to talk. There are some things to talk about.
That changes next. Peyton Manning gave his thoughts on the A.J. Brown situation. And we'll get your thoughts on that and everything else. That's coming up next. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincade.
that A.J. Brown doesn't seem happy, and they're winning football games. I would tell A.J. the grass isn't always greener on the other side. There's certain teams if he wanted to go play for right now, I can promise you he would not be happy there. They won the Super Bowl last year. There's big games for him coming. There's only one ball, Rex.
Yep.
You can only throw it to one guy on each play. He's not going to have 10 catches for 160 every single week. But if he just stays in there, I can promise you good things are coming. Hopefully he and Jalen can get on the same page. They're too good of a combination. You know, I understand that he's frustrated at times, but...
That's Peyton Manning on ESPN. Thought of it at
Way too logical.
Yeah. I mean, and we're back. Middays with Marks. That's Jason Martinez. Ray Dunn in the house. Didn't it just feel like that AJ's just not going to be happy?
Look, what Peyton Manning said, everything, he's dead on.
Yeah.
Everything he's right about. The grass isn't always green, all this stuff. But you're thinking of sane mind. And receivers sometimes don't think that way. He's not being accentuated enough. He's a 1,500-yard receiver. He's got 345 yards this year. So he's not thinking logically.
And he's not happy about it.
No, clearly.
So he already won his title. He won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm not telling, like, if they came and said, hey, listen, who's the worst team in the NFL? Like the Browns. Oh, we're going to trade you to the Browns. He'd probably say, no, I'm not playing for the Browns. He wants his cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
He wants to go to a team that has a chance to win a championship, and he wants to be the biggest reason on offense. And like last year, and there were some complaints that were on, you know, like behind the scenes or below the surface with some stuff. I think people sensed that he was unhappy. But for the most part, everybody last year put their egos aside.
Fell in line.
Yeah, like Jalen didn't worry about throwing the ball more than 20 times a game. Saquon Barkley was going nuts. And AJ still had a good year, but he didn't have an AJ Brown year in the modern NFL that he would have. And for
1,079 last year.
Right. So he did break 1,000, but still, it wasn't the 1,500 yards like he probably could. By the way, Devontae Smith has had to do the same thing.
Yep.
Because if you have two top receivers and you don't throw the ball a lot, he's not putting up the numbers. Yep. Now, they both have contracts. So you could understand if a player said, well, I'm not going to get paid what I deserve because I'm not getting the ball.
Yeah.
So they're paid. They have the big contracts. AJ wants more. And you know what? I don't think anybody expects it to happen before the trade deadline. And it's been put out there like, if you want A.J. Brown right now, you better come correct, and you could have him for the blockbuster. Yeah, overpay.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think the move that happens is that they go into the offseason, and they sit down with A.J. and say, are we trading you?
Yeah.
And doesn't it feel like he's saying yes?
I think it's, okay, yeah, I think my time's up. I think it's time to move on to a different challenge for him. I think that's the decision that gets made, and maybe in the offseason you can involve more teams and drive up the price as a result. I don't think it happens in the season. I think they manage it in the season, and I think they're capable of managing him through the season.
Are they?
Well, I mean, look, they're 6-2 right now. They've managed him.
Agreed.
You know, and you look at their schedule. It hasn't been easy. They're sitting in the top spot in the conference. They have tiebreakers over the Rams. They have tiebreakers over Tampa, who they're tied with the same record because of the head-to-head. So they've managed it so far. And if you go, okay, well, do we need to get him more involved? And maybe that'll kind of, tamp things down for now. Well, you can maybe control that a little bit, too.
You're right. That's the answer.
Which they did before he didn't play the last game.
But even then, he still has the cryptic posts.
Yeah.
He's and by the way, I guess what had happened where he deleted the tweets that were involved with Jalen, where he was praising Jalen. He deleted those tweets this past weekend.
It's passive-aggressive.
But someone had explained to me, we talked about it yesterday, Ray. Someone explained to me that there were people that were going in and retweeting those tweets and saying...
He's taking away the fuel.
And saying, what happened to this? What are you doing, AJ?
So Old takes exposed.
Right. Yeah. So he deletes it so people can't do that. Which, okay, I understand that.
Dude, that makes sense to me, actually.
Get off of social media, AJ.
Yeah, just put it down. Just
get off of it.
Yeah, there's no upside. And when you put out something cryptic, and then wondering why people make it a story, well, it was cryptic.
Yeah, you can't.
We don't know intent.
At this point, to think he's trolling or he's like, oh, well, I didn't say that. But when you put that out there, everybody's going to expect that that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
The tweet that he put out, he came out and he said that he was upset and, like he's frustrated and all this other stuff. He didn't say that wasn't about anything involving the team or the offense. He didn't say that. He didn't deny that.
Look, I don't love when a team's rolling good and there's noise getting out. They love keeping stuff in the locker room, as they say. That's a sanctuary, and stuff can't get out that gets said or goes on in there. And when that stuff starts happening, you start to worry about a bigger problem and a fracturing of your team culture. I think they can manage them this year. Are they better with them this year than without them? Absolutely, they're better with them. Like, to think that they're not, to me, is foolish. But you're going to have to manage it this year. And you try and win another Super Bowl. And, yeah, maybe in the offseason you got to move on. And there's an expiration date on every player. And for a receiver, a high-end receiver, that expiration date's probably a little bit shorter. It's just the fact that, look, we've seen it over years going back to many receivers.
I mean, he's 28. I think his game isn't totally speed, so he's just a big
not diminishing.
Physical. No, but like whoever, if he does end up on another team,
Motivated.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying I want them to trade A.J. Brown at all. I just think it's fairly obvious that he doesn't want to be here, and they need to figure this out at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I hope
what's
he's
the
here.
rub, though? What is the rub? Is it just a jealousy thing with does Hurts get too much praise? Or
I don't think
what is it?
I don't know.
They just don't wash?
Because you hear people say they don't hate each other, but there's just a disconnect. All right.
I've worked with people here and everywhere else that I had a disconnect with too,
But given the choice, he can go somewhere else and maybe not be happy where he goes, to what Peyton Manning was saying.
Yeah. And again, Peyton Manning's talking complete logic, but I don't think you're dealing with a guy that's completely logical at all times. And the history of receiver doesn't help.
Yeah, he's kind of a complicated, emotional person.
But do I want him here this year? Oh, abso-friggin-lutely.
Yeah, right. I think that's
figure it out.
That's because if you're going to trade him because you're getting an overpay, that's great. But then you have Dotson and who else is your wide receivers?
Mechie,
John Mechie.
Yeah, then you're a lot thinner all of a sudden, aren't you? You're not as good. Like this whole notion, they'll be better without him. No. Stop. Not even close.
I don't know, man. That Darius Cooper in the preseason.
I like Darius Cooper. Yeah, I would like to see him play a little bit more. But in lieu of Dotson or Mechie, I don't think they're very good.
I think Dotson is going to be a guy that's going to move on and maybe be in a bigger role in another team. But he's a former first-round pick.
Yeah, I think he's going to move on all right.
Yeah, but here, no, you're not better. Replacing A.J. Brown with Jahan Dotson's not the answer.
Not if you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Not if you're trying to go back, no.
All right, coming up, news at noon, Mark Schlereth, Michael Jordan, and Trey Wingo. Michael Jordan says the least surprising thing ever.
Yeah.
Breaking.
It's interesting.
This just
News at noon with Ray Dunn. Coming up next, it is Middays with the Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Philly sweeps tonight. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. 76ers won 139 to 134 in overtime over the Wizards. Quentin Grimes stepped up with 23 points, including game-tying 3. Adem Bona had 5 blocks in the fourth and overtime, including the go-ahead 2 points with the go-ahead bucket late in overtime. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points, 10 assists in the win. Nick Nurse talking about the fight in his team postgame.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
next time they get out on the floor will be Friday night at home against the Celtics. Flyers won 3-2 over the Penguins last night in a shootout. Bobby Brink and Matt Michkov both scoring in that shootout. Brink, a nice night, a goal and an assist. Travis Konecny had his 200th career goal in the win over the Penguins. This update is brought to you by IHOP. With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves are just $6 every day. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations. I'm Ray Down in your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
This is the one.
Audio Slave here. Like a Stone off the self-titled debut album. This is a long walk-up, actually. Chris Cornell. Like a Stone on the Fanatic.
This is actually all instrumental.
Oh. That's where the vocal came in.
It's not the one that...
It gives me a walk-up. This instrumental. They have to post. I used to be the postmaster general.
But so did you use, because in the...
No, I didn't. I used CDs when I did.
Right, even in old Audio Vault, it counts down to tell you when it's going to...
The post.
When the post is going to hit, so you know. But
changes color, I saw.
Seasoned veterans like Matt Cord and Jason Martinez.
I used to, when I was still doing rock radio, we had to pull CDs. They were in these little cases. But like for the show coming up after you, you'd pull their music all 4 hours.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah, you'd pull their music in their first hour spots and carts.
Yeah, I never worked in radio with the cart machine. I did use at Temple we learned on the cart machine.
Yeah,
and then I learned how to
bulk in the carts.
I learned how to, and I was probably like the last people to do this, but I learned on the reel to reel, so I was able to edit on a reel to reel. I was able to do a multi-track analog production.
I worked with a guy, Cousin Ed, at YSB, and there was cut up phone calls and stuff on reel to reel like a madman. He was insane with the razor blade.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's an art.
It is. All right. Well, it's also an art to do the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for...
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
The News at Noon.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
With Ray Dunn.
Our top story today involves a new game we're playing called Bit or Not a Bit. Mark Schlereth went on a BetMGM podcast for his weekly hit, I guess, talking football. I don't know. The fact that this made it out into the world is a win for this podcast. I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish with this podcast.
Right.
But Mark Schlereth was on and was talking about pet peeves. And his biggest pet peeve when traveling is apparently the way people dress, specifically their footwear. So he does a very specific thing to ensure that people wear correct footwear while traveling.
One thing that irritates me is people that don't know how to travel. Like, nobody wants to see your feet in flip-flops on a plane. Not one person. Nobody wants to see you in a tank top with your armpits hanging out. That drives me insane. Have some couth about you. I always pee on the floor to make sure. I've seen people walk in in socks in the bathroom. I always pee on the floor to make sure if you walk in socks, you're getting urine on your feet.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's... I agree with everything until he said he's pissing on the floor.
Yeah, now that's a little, come on, dude.
But I agree.
We were talking about couth. How about not hosing down the floor?
All I cut out was the follow-up question that led to him saying he peed on the floor. It was within 15 seconds of him saying have some couth. He talked about what he did.
And then he's talking about he's hosing down the floor.
Yeah, and
I agree with him. I don't need to see anybody's toes and stuff on a flight and their armpits. I agree. Plus, a flight's cold. Put a sweatshirt on. Put some socks on those dogs.
The problem with the sandals are coming off, and then you're wearing bare feet. That's why they're wearing the sandals.
Yeah,
I understand the convenience. You go through security. You want to make sure that you have
anymore.
Well, but regardless, just take your shoes off.
Yeah, take them off, put them back on. It's not that difficult.
You know what else? What else I can't stand? I'd rather have the feet off than this. I sat. And I'm always window seat if I get a choice because I'll take Dramamine and I'll be dead for the whole
flight.
You're
gonna lean on the window.
Yeah, just going to sleep.
Yeah.
But this one flight, how about fried chicken with the two people next to me? And they were both larger people. They brought, I think it was Crown Fried Chicken. I don't know if that's in the airport, but they had fried chicken that they brought both seats
on the flight,
and we're eating it from the start of the flight.
Oh,
it's almost like they were saving it till the flight started, as opposed to eating it before.
Yeah, they could have eaten it absolutely before, where you're waiting for your row to be called.
They were holding on the flight. It would give them something to do.
Greasy napkins everywhere, just gross.
I was so pissed.
Oh, I would have been so irritated. Like, dude, you couldn't have slammed that down before you got on the flight.
I'd rather have a combination platter from Panda Express than the.
That's saying something.
Yeah,
the old combo platter. What's in the combo platter? You going lo mein and General Tso's?
General Tso's, fried rice, vegetable fried rice, General Tso's, egg roll.
Wow, okay.
Regular egg roll, not a shrimp egg roll.
Not a pork egg roll.
No. Yeah, pork egg roll. What about you there, Dunn? Combination platter?
Sure, why not? General Tso's, and the lo mein sounds pretty good to me.
I thought Ray was maybe an orange chicken kind of guy.
See, Ray's from Oaks. There is no good Chinese food. That's where I live. Right where I live now. There's no good Chinese food in the area.
I'm partial to Panda and Audubon.
Yeah, I've never been there. The only places I've tried, I'll be like never again.
Yeah, Springford family, Panda and Audubon.
Okay. All right, I'll check it out.
Recommendation made.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I like what I have now, where I can walk into Chinatown. I'm partial to that, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, just watch out what you're walking into in Chinatown.
Well, if anybody ever needs anybody to order it for them, I can order their Chinese food.
Yes, Jason.
It's a legendary bit.
Yes, Jason had a bit where he would call and harass the Chinese people at the restaurant.
When I had the Chinese restaurant called the Chinese restaurant?
Yes.
I did that too.
Yeah, we had
I didn't know that one was ordering and one was not and taking the order.
Sometimes Bernie was involved in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, moving on. Our Captain Obvious soundbite of the week here. Michael Jordan, his contributions to NBA on NBC. So far, a legendary story about his humility and his ability to just play the game for the joy of it in front of kids. And now, a legendary story about how he hates load management.
You play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work. I always felt like that. One is a sense of pride for the fans that are paying.
Right.
Two is a sense of, making sure that I stay sharp. I'm not going to lose it. And three, I want our rhythm as a team to always be there. It can disrupt that synergy that's happening.
Yeah. 21 hours a day, and he's gambling how many of those hours?
22.
Yeah, 10, 12.
Well, gambling or golfing.
Right.
Now, he delivered. So
he's the
GOAT for a reason, right?
Yep.
But, it's a little hypocritical coming from
Barkley does the same thing.
Yeah,
Shaq does the same thing.
Yeah.
Those guys, Shaq was out of shape all the time. Charles was hardly in great shape all the time.
Yep. Phoenix years, he finally got dialed it in and got in physical, good condition. A little bit at the end of the Sixers' time, but in the beginning he was plump, to be kind.
Yep.
But, look, no athlete's going to spend 21 other, doing push-ups like Herschel.
But the load management thing, I mean, when teams are saying we don't want to play you every game because our data tells us that you'll be better in the playoffs if you don't play every game, no player's going to say, no, I want to grind through. Very few players are going to say, no, I want to grind through 82 games.
Yeah. We had one that wanted to play all 48 minutes, and Iverson.
Right.
Sometimes it's to the player's detriment, and you got to manage that. But, look, he's not wrong in the load management thing to a degree, and Greg Popovich was the one that started it, right? With Tim Duncan.
The Spurs, yep.
And it worked. So, naturally, it became a thing, especially for big men.
Yep.
And we've obviously gone through it here.
Right, and Embiid needs load management. That's the thing. You're going to try to, hey, Embiid, you got to try to play 82. Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Who was, what's his name? Why can't I think of the big Asian center?
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming. He could have used the load management.
Yep. His body
career would have been longer.
Yep. Also, you mentioned Allen Iverson there. We're acting like the other 21 hours a day were spent focused on practicing and
on the
floor.
No, but he did loaded management.
Yes,
he was loaded half the time. By the way, did you hear he's sober?
Is that right?
He's talked about it.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah, he I think Tawana told him you got to get sober or I'm going.
Tawana tell you that?
They're back together.
Oh, good. That's actually good to hear.
I saw an interview with Allen Iverson, and I had known alcohol was a problem. If you paid attention, you had known alcohol was a problem.
He was puffy.
But his eyes are clear.
Yeah.
He looks, it's been around a year, I think, that he's been sober. That's what he said in the interview.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Good thing. All right, what do we got, Ray?
All right, final one here. Trey Wingo went on Stu Gott's podcast and was breaking down his time at ESPN, and he remembers it so fondly.
I think it was stupid at the time. Okay. I've come to the realization when I don't do this 5 days a week, 8 hours at a time, most of what we used to do was pretty stupid. I mean, let's just be honest about it. Let's just be honest about it, right? There's not enough real information to talk about this stuff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? There's not. So that's why you come up with stuff like the schedule release or funny little bits like Wingo or Wing No, because there really isn't enough to talk about.
Yeah, you're right.
Totally. That's why the show's not about that.
Right.
You got to be able to be just entertaining. Like so many people think, like this job even is, well, I know more stats than blah, blah, blah. Good for you.
Yeah, the best people don't know stats. Nor do
Who
they care
cares?
about stats.
Anybody can look on their phone at a stat.
But I mean, if he's talking about hosting a studio show or doing a studio show is one thing.
Yeah.
Hosting Sports Center, maybe you could do it, Ray, because you're a TV guy and you do play-by-play.
Structure.
Like doing Sports Center every night and needing to know all those players' names. Now they're doing WNBA all the time and all that stuff. You literally I would never do it. I wouldn't take the job.
Yeah.
If they offered me a lot of money, I guess I would try. But I would eventually. I'd be the most unhappy person ever. Just watching Sports Center makes me unhappy.
Yeah.
I should be doing it.
And to think at one time you used to watch it repeatedly, the same show over and over again. Now it makes you unhappy.
Did you know that, Ray? I went. It might be 20 years ago. It stopped. Maybe not that long.
Yeah,
They used to tape the last Sports Center they would tape, and then they would run the same thing until 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, probably around there, 9 a.m. at least. And you'd watch it. You'd watch it over and over again
until you memorize the lines.
Because at the end of the episode, they would be doing the exact same thing in every episode. So that's why you knew it was completely the same thing.
And at the end, they say, all right, stay tuned. Sports Center's coming up next. And it was the same exact two guys for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours straight.
And by that time, I had moved over to ESPN2 because Kiana Tom was on.
Oh.
Was it Body Shaping?
Body by Jake.
I think it was Body Shaping.
Yeah, well, she was originally featured on Body by Jake, which was...
Really?
Yeah, that's where she became famous. You kidding me? Kiana Tom is an all-timer for me.
All-time.
Yes.
Yep.
And then she went on to Body Shaping with Kiana. Yeah. Oh, you could slip Kiana Tom under the radar on me. Oh,
well, I said it
but you don't know
because you were here. Why? I think anybody around our age...
Well, I have a preference to her nationality, too. Let's just put it that way. My wife knows about it.
Yeah, beautiful fitness model.
Unbelievable.
And Ray, she just used to work out in Hawaii. She would probably they would do it for 3 weeks straight, and then she would do workout. Yeah. And it was on ESPN2 at what time? 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Just unbelievable.
Now they have First Take on, and they're yelling and screaming about.
Yeah, and I'm out. Why? Think about it.
Coming up, it was a fleeting moment in our 1 o'clock hour on Monday. Is this Eagles run the greatest era of Phillies sports history? And have we appreciated enough? And then, Jason, we'll get to you on the other side. A.J. Brown, the conversation continues. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, we're back.
Cheese, obviously.
This is
97.5 The Fanatic.
Yeah, this was it.
Oh, this is the one you put in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a hard one to hit the post. There it is. But
that gives you enough runway to.
But is the post the or is it the lyric?
No, it's the lyric.
It's lyric, okay. But you got to pause then for the
So, like,
you leave a gap there.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. You can't. The post isn't the words. It's
the drum kick.
Yep. It's not because it's too long with the words.
Yeah,
that's actually an interesting question. Where is the post on that?
Yeah, that one I would probably leave like a pregnant pause for the maybe tie that into my rap somehow. We call that like my speed break.
It's 48 degrees in Philly.
Yeah.
You're listening to 97.5.
Yeah. So that's a good song though.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Morello fan.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Cornell, R.I.P. Great voice, but like that.
I was always more of a Rage guy than a Soundgarden guy.
Me too.
Soundgarden was a little too mundane or like melancholy hard rock for me.
Yeah.
It made me feel a certain way that I didn't love.
Not exactly what I like.
Yeah.
A good sound to him, but it's just kind of like now.
And you're right as a vocalist. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, you can go places a lot can't go.
All right, so I guess I don't even remember saying this because it's what I do, Jason. It's what I do. Are you playing the sound that I said? You are? All right, this is me. I'm throwing it to me. This is me on Monday. It's tough to live in the moment through a football season because, of course, if you look at it on the surface, we shouldn't question anything the Eagles do. This is the best run of a team in the modern sports era. The Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls in less than 10 years. They've went to 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. They very easily could have won both of them. They're right back in it right now. They have unbelievable talent. I mean, this is a great organization. But we got to live with the season, and we're going to feel certain ways during these seasons. Right. So, you're allowed to be mad after losses even if your team won the Super Bowl. You're even maybe allowed to fire Nick Sirianni. Now, I don't do that. But Kevin Patullo, a new offensive coordinator, you don't get the benefit of the doubt 6 or 7 weeks into the season.
No.
Like, now we're worried because we want the Eagles to win another Super Bowl. But, so, Jason Martinez, I ask you, is this the best run modern? So we're going to go since 1980, all right? Because you could make the argument for the Bullies before that. Is this the best sports run of any team in modern Philadelphia sports history?
Well, let's do it by deducing. The Sixers went to 1 NBA Finals since winning in '83, so there's no run there, none. Right?
If they would have won another. And they were in the finals. 77, they lost to the Trailblazers. Yeah. They came so close, and they just couldn't. They lost to the Lakers in 80. They lost to the Celtics.
They were Moses.
Right. So they had a really good run, but no,
not there. And obviously, they could just get to a final, so that's not good enough in 2001. So they're out. Okay, the Phillies. You go 07 to 2012. 1 World Series.
2 World Series, 1 championship.
Yeah, they get to 2. They go in 09 and lose to the Yankees. The best team probably was in 11, and they didn't even get to it. So I would say no. Doesn't top with the Eagles winning in 17, winning in 18, 17 season, going to another Super Bowl and beating. And you have to put into the calculus that the teams they beat in the Super Bowl, they beat the Patriots and the greatest quarterback at the time, Tom Brady, maybe of all time.
In a heavyweight fight that there weren't injuries or anything like that. Yep.
That was the other team in the AFC Conference Final that year. It wasn't the Jacksonville Jaguars they beat and Fred Taylor. It was Tom Brady, Bill Belichick that they beat.
Yep. And
kind of revenge from 2004. And then they beat Andy Reid to really make it come full circle. And Patrick Mahomes, the only guy that's got comparable numbers at this point in his career to what Brady had as one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, it is. And then you look at just the 5 years Nick Sirianni's been here, including playoff record. I mean, the guy is 62-29 in a modern NFL.
Hard to believe.
I mean, right?
This is
they went a calendar year and lost 1 game, John.
This is, and it's not like 2017 is independent of this because they had a good team after that, but that was a 1-year type thing. They brought in a bunch of mercenaries. Guys were in their prime that were exiting their prime. You weren't going to win another one.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah. They weren't built. They weren't built to win with that core in the future.
No.
They're built. Whether AJ's gone after this year or whatever, and some guys are going to get older. The Eagles are built right now to continue this run for many years to come.
Well, they thought they were built for and maybe if Alshon makes that catch against the Saints the next year, they can go on a run.
But you thought you had a quarterback.
Because you thought you had Wentz, who, by the way, just had surgery yesterday on his shoulder and is done for the season. Probably done for a career.
Yeah, he needs to hang it up.
Yeah, he needs to hang it up. So maybe you thought that at the time, but this team, I mean, you know that you're in that window. I mean, Jalen Hurts is only 27, 28 years old. He's in his prime, the beginning of his prime.
Devontae, Jalen, the fact the Eagles as an organization, they draft on the lines, so the offensive line is always going to be good. And Howie Roseman has figured out the draft. How about that? That's what's scary.
And the budget slip. He knows how to finagle the cap as good as anybody.
Well, Jeffrey Lurie spends more money than almost anybody out there.
Yeah.
And that's what you need.
Yep.
Well, you look at the draft picks of the Eagles, and
just look at last year. They had 2 rookies starting in the secondary, and they were phenomenal.
They were top 100 players in the NFL on that list this year.
Yes. Quinyon and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah. Quinyon, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt.
I mean, how good does that draft look? You look back at some other drafts way before that, like 2011 and stuff, and you find nothing.
How about Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Steen?
Yeah, see another one. 3 guys playing.
Tanner McKee in the 6th round, by the way, and the dude looks like a stud.
Yep.
Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, the Kobe Dean. Year before that.
Boom.
Yep. Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, it's every year.
Because, a lot of the other guys didn't work out. Who cares?
Yeah, you want to hit at least 15% on your drafts, right? 15% total. He's batting like 40% over the last bunch of years.
It's unbelievable.
And at key positions.
Positions.
Like the Quinyon Mitchell pick is unbelievable.
Well, they needed cornerback help dramatically.
Because you knew we were aging there.
And a lot of times if you rely on drafting a guy and them stepping right in, it can be dangerous. Sometimes they're not.
It's too much too soon.
Not for Quinyon Mitchell.
No, he's a blanket.
Unbelievable.
It really it is in my lifetime absolutely the best run of any organization in Philadelphia sports. Not even close.
No.
On a team, by the way, that I questioned the ownership at times. I questioned the coaching, the current coaching at times in the beginning. I questioned the GM. He's the best GM this city's ever had.
He's a Hall of Fame GM.
He's the best GM the city's ever had.
Yep.
And you're talking some pretty big-time GMs in there that got the job done. And he's the best one.
It was not long ago that Jeffrey Lurie was questioned for, I guess it was long ago now, but he was questioned. Everybody was like, he's cheap. He doesn't really want to win. He just wants to win 10 games so they can go to the playoffs and get a home game. He's not really interested in winning, which was always a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Because Joe Banner was the one that he wanted to win his way and with the cap.
The balance sheet.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want to pay everybody. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman will pay people, even if they're 30.
They'll overpay to win.
Yeah, they will.
You've got to be. Look at the Dodgers. Their payroll is double of the Toronto Blue Jays, triple. Look, and they'll pay to win. You got to be willing to overpay to win.
What's YouTube chat saying about this there, Ray?
YouTube chat's wondering whether or not you can actually tie together the 2017 Super Bowl and 2024 Super Bowl because you have a new head coach and a new quarterback in that time.
You do, because you went from Doug, but you got rid of Doug pretty quick when you recognized it was time, and you went to this Sirianni guy, which a lot of people didn't know.
I'm the smartest coach in the world.
Well, how many players? I mean, you still have Jason Kelsey was still on that first Super Bowl team. Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham. You still had players.
Well,
from
so
that
Fletcher
team.
Cox. You had some others too.
So that's a different run.
It's a different run, but it's still in the same era.
But like this is a Howie Roseman run.
Yes,
this is the
organizational run.
Yeah, it really is. This is they didn't strip it all down, bring in a new GM, or strip it all down and start over. They never did that. They've been right here.
Yeah. It's different than the Patriots run because it was Belichick and Brady tied at the hip, and so many other ancillary pieces. So it's a little bit different. But in Philadelphia, this is the best era of Philadelphia Eagles football. It's not the best era of just Nick Sirianni or of Doug P. It's the best era of Philadelphia Eagles football in less than a decade. In a decade, from 2015 to 2025, you can't find one better.
Even if you throw out the first Super Bowl, they've been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years.
Yeah. Lost to the Chiefs and then came back and beat the Chiefs.
610-632-0975. Your reaction to that. Jason in Marlton will get you first coming up on the other side. Kevin Foley, our film expert, formerly of NFL Films, coming up at 12:55. We'll talk to him about what the offense looked like without A.J. Brown last Sunday and more. Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
2 wins for Philly last night. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards. Quentin Grimes stepped up big late, 23 points off the bench, including the game-tying 3 to send it to overtime. And Dembona had 5 blocks in the fourth and overtime. He scored just 2 points in the game. Those 2 points pretty big because it gave the Sixers the lead in overtime. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points and 10 assists in the win. Nick Nurse, after the game, talking about the fight that his group continues to show.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
Sixers back in action Friday night against the Celtics at 7 o'clock. The Flyers won last night 3-2 over the Penguins in a shootout. Bobby Brink, Matvei Michkov both scoring in the shootout. Brink, a big night, a goal and an assist. Travis Konecny scored his 200th career goal last night. This update's brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find all the looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find location at Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Ray down on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5TheFanatic.com.
Just another bomb track.
This is Know Your Enemy.
Yep.
We're
Debut
back.
album.
Kevin Foley. Many, many years at NFL Films as an executive producer, former collegiate quarterback at Maryland, one of the best high school quarterbacks in South Jersey history, will join us coming up at 12:55 to examine what he saw on the film from the Eagles and the Giants, including what did the offense look like without A.J. Brown? Because a lot of people said it, and there's no dot connecting with me, but a lot of people said that's the best the offense has looked all year. And a lot of that is because Saquon Barkley was free. Tank Bigsby was running all over the damn place.
200-yard rushers in the game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bigsby, on 9 carries, had over 100 yards. I mean, crazy.
And it didn't seem, I mean, I like him, but he had a lot of real estate to work with as far as holes that he was running through. And
that looked like last year.
It looked like last year.
Yeah, it was where you could fly an aircraft carrier right through the hole. So, and then Saquon, the home run early with that 65-yarder, that changes everything in the game.
Yep. It did. Fred Johnson coming in. He's like the secret weapon. No, and we had said this, Ray Dunn. Brett Toth, because he's not good at snapping the ball in shotgun, so they almost have to run the ball more out of it. He's a secret weapon.
Yeah.
Because it's worked really well.
MVP.
Brett Toth. Yep, Brett Toth MVP.
Okay.
Where were you when Brett Toth changed the season? Really?
Yeah. How about the little edge block, too, by Devontae Smith, of all people, on that run? Like, that was just like, got his hands on him and off.
Just long enough.
Just enough.
Held on to him just long.
Long
keeping
enough.
it inside the shoulder pads just long enough.
Yeah. And then immediately knew Saquon was gone, too.
Yep.
He was like, well, he's gone.
Yep. Yeah, he was. It was like last year. Let's go to Jason in Marlton, New Jersey. Jason, what up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up? How are you?
I was afraid you guys were going to miss me because I'm going back to work, but thank goodness I have a couple minutes.
Gotcha.
So is it really that hard to believe that A.J. Brown's complaining about not getting the ball? Does anybody really know why he's complaining? I think I do.
Tell us.
It's because in order for a player to get his contract he needs every couple of years, he needs to make his stats. He's only complaining because he wants to get paid. That's what every player does.
He just signed an extension last year.
Well,
$96 million. How much more does he want?
Well, I mean, he still has years left in his career, doesn't he?
I mean, like,
you make sense.
Yeah,
I'm
Jason,
not disagreeing.
For the most part, yeah, he wants to have 100 catches and wants to have 1,500 yards because he knows that that's going to make him A, a Hall of Fame player, B, get another contract when it comes up.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he already checked the box of winning.
Yeah, he won.
I don't think he's illogical here. I get he just got paid, 2 years ago? So he probably wants an extension probably. And now he probably is complaining he's not getting the ball. What about me? And, every diva receiver does that when they want to get paid.
He is the highest paid receiver in the game. He's making $32 million a year.
He still is.
I don't know. I think CeeDee Lamb makes more than he does now.
The
new contracts came up, but like they I appreciate it, Jason. When they paid him,
he was the highest paid receiver.
And as usual, the Eagles pay guys early, and dummies like Jerry Jones wait. So then they with Micah Parsons, if they would have signed him when they originally could have, they would have paid less money than the next guys that came along.
And then he devalued him and had to trade him.
Right. So Eagles pay, and then everybody after A.J. Brown makes more money, and then A.J. Brown's not a deal, but you know what I mean. It's a lot better than paying.
It looks better, yeah. On great players, the value never, at the prime of their career, doesn't go down.
No.
It goes up as cap rises and the players' salaries rise. So sign him as early as you can.
Honestly, I like anytime someone says it's not about the money, it's always about the money. But being that he just got a contract, I honestly think it's more about, like, as a fan, when you watch, what was the game that he didn't even get a target until
there was two of them?
There's two of them. Where he didn't even get a target till late in the game.
Yeah, late in the third quarter twice. We talked to Kevin Foley about it last time he was on.
Right.
When I was on with you. And that's unacceptable. That I called it malpractice by Petula to not get him a target until late in the third quarter.
So if you're AJ,
it's respect.
How are you not going to even target it to me? There's opportunities, and here's what a lot of it was, and I think this is where he gets annoyed with Jalen, and we've seen Jalen do this the last 2 weeks. Put the ball up and let the guys make plays, man. Yeah. Like, you can't just always be throwing to an open receiver, and I think that's what it was that he was gun shy. He didn't want to throw the ball up because he doesn't want to throw an interception. He has not played like that the last 2 weeks.
He was playing safe.
Oh, he sure was.
Trying not to turn the ball. Now, he's only got one interception this year, and he had another 4-touchdown game last week. He doesn't look like he's playing as safe. With a guy like A.J. Brown, he's the king of 50-50 balls. And you got a great route runner in Devontae Smith. You can't play safe.
Well, in the Vikings game, he was willing to just put the ball up and let A.J. run underneath it.
Yeah.
He wasn't just throwing to open receivers. He was actually, like, on the one play where he blitzed, he just said, I'm putting it up because the corner's coming.
Yeah.
I got to do it. And he did it.
Look, I think when A.J. Brown doesn't get targeted twice until late in the third quarter, he feels disrespected. That's where.
Agreed.
I think the two of them maybe don't see eye to eye. Hurts and him just permanently, and that's fine. You can overcome that. But then feeling disrespected on top of it is where we are now. And he just doesn't feel respected. Like, they're not even using me. Like,
right.
That's a guy that – and does the contract play into it? Yeah, because he's going to have another deal coming. So that does – money's always part of the equation.
Sure. And he looks next year. He says, okay, well, I had – what's he on pace for right now? Not 1,000 yards?
I think 395 this year.
So he's on pace for not getting 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So you think he's ready to come back next year and sign up for that so he can have another year, at least in his head, under 1,000 yards? Yeah. So now when it becomes, oh, well, his cap number's $50 million, what are we going to do?
Can't justify it.
Right. So that's when you redo the deal to give cap flexibility and you're giving him money up front. Yep. He looks at it and says, well, are they going to do that? He's in his prime right now. A.J. Brown's in his prime. Having under 400 yards receiving right now without being healthy and just because really your offense is that your offense, yeah, he ain't happy about it.
Yeah, he's 28 years old. He's absolutely in his prime right now. He's been targeted 51 times. That's it.
In 8 games.
And that's not enough.
Yeah, that's Jamar Chase in 2 games.
Yeah. And
under Joe Flacco.
And the thing about it is some of those targets were just like forced in that one, like the 3 and out, that where they just like, we got to get him a, they panic and they just throw to him and everybody knows you're going to throw to him.
Yeah, which wasn't a good targets. All right, coming up, we go to the Daily Dose of Tush Push Hate update desk. And Ray, who is the anchor for it. Bruce Arians is the latest to complain about the officiating of the Tush Push. Yeah, good old Bruce. We'll play that for you coming up next. Middays with Marks.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is unbelievable. Only he can do it.
Yeah.
But if you can't referee the play got to get out of the game. And obviously, they can't referee this play anymore. Between all the false starts, the offsides, and this ridiculous play that the forward progress was stopped, they're all going forward.
All right, that's Bruce Arians.
So because they can't ref it, they can't figure that part out. A team that is good at it shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, it's gone. Well, it's going to be gone. I'm fine with it. I have such fatigue with these whiners out there regarding it. But what was it? What was Bruce Arians on? Was he on a
Pat McAfee?
Oh man, the world would not survive without Pat McAfee. Now, is Pat McAfee pro or anti tush push? Or does he not really have because he's pro Sirianni?
Yeah, he's the background through the entire clip. So I don't really know if he's pro anything. I think he's just pro making noise in the background, so you know he's there.
Correct.
He's there. You can see him. You don't actually have to talk while the other guy's trying to.
But that's the, he's in the frat house doing it.
Did Bruce Arians have the Kangol on? The Jeff cap?
I don't think he. I think it's a part of his head.
It's like surgically attached.
It is. Yes, it's like a toupee.
It's like Marv Albert's old toupee with a chin strap.
Yes.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
So
that's Tom McGinnis. Sorry.
Let me. Yeah, that's not Marv. No, Marv was yes.
Yes. Let's go to the czar of the telestrator.
Who was the czar of the telestrator?
That was Mike Fratello.
Mike Fratello. Oh, Mike Fratello was wearing a piece too. He had a big
he had a chin strap.
So. God, I have such fatigue. I know that like we've made a bit out of it, and I appreciate it, Ray. It's the daily dose of tush push hate. But the fumble has nothing to do with the tush push. If that's a regular quarterback sneak, which the Eagles are going to do when they outlaw it anyway, the same play can happen.
Yeah.
You're still trying to push forward. You're still trying to get the first down. So if the refs are going to screw up a call, it has nothing to do with the tush push.
Yeah. That had nothing to do with the play. It was the fact that he extended the ball and it wasn't at the goal line.
And the refs blew the call. You should be able to review that play. I don't care if they say the whistle blew. It was clear that no one heard any whistle because he took the ball right from Jalen Hurts. It was a bad call. He should have reversed it and given the ball to the Giants. But this idea that he brought up the offensive line's leaving early. Again, I'm going to say this, so I'm blue in the face. Put a camera on the offensive line on every play of the game. On every short yardage play of the game that's not a tush push. You know what you're going to see? Offensive linemen getting off of the ball before it's actually snapped because they need that split second to do it.
Yeah.
This is not independent of the Eagles and the tush push. If you did that with a camera and put it in super slow motion, because in super slow motion it looks like that it's much more dramatic than what's actually happening.
Microsecond it, yeah.
You would get the same result on any running or short yardage play.
Jason Peters would constantly.
Lane Johnson.
He did it last game, too. Like egregiously so on a pass play. And it happens all the time. The great offensive linemen know how to time it so they get the millisecond, but don't get called.
Right. They're anticipating the snap, and guess what happens? You're a little bit ahead of the snap.
Yes.
You're not waiting until you hear hut, and then you start going.
You know the count.
Right. Right, and you're right. Like as you gain more experience, and like it's you hear this talked about with new quarterbacks that come in, the cadence of quarterbacks, the offensive lineman, is so important because if they get a new quarterback, they may not know the cadence, and
there's a rhythm and
yeah,
absolutely.
So
we can ask Kevin about that.
Great question.
Yeah, I mean about the cadence and being on, being so dialed into the cadence that you get the advantage. Like you look at the great tackles in Eagle history, and John Runyon did it too in the McNabb years.
I think they all do it.
Yeah, they do, and I guarantee he did it. Kevin Foley.
That one step back is everything.
Yeah, just even turning your hips before the snap, just lifting and starting to turn is enough to give you the advantage.
Because when I was a left tackle at Upper Middle High School. I did not have that good first step like Lane Johnson.
The one thing I've never been asked is, did you play left tackle in high school? I've never been asked that. I thought you'd be bigger.
Let me ask you a question. Wait, let me ask Ray a question. Why are so many Bruce Arians, legitimate football guy, Dan Orlovsky, legitimate football guy, now because of if it would have been a regular quarterback sneak, the same thing would have happened. It's like, I can't do it anymore. They can't officiate. It's too difficult. Why is it too difficult?
Yeah.
I think it might get somewhere where you are right now, where they get asked to come on TV, and they're excited to talk about football. and someone sends them the list of questions. Like, damn, can I do one hit here where I don't have to talk about the tush push? I think they're tired of it. And I think they've found, I think they see kind of what we see, where the writing's on the wall, where they're like, this thing's going to be banned. And right now, the best justification the NFL can have is our officials have a very difficult job.
Oh, it's too hard.
Is the union up in arms, like the officiating union?
I mean, listen, I think the government should be involved. Just way too damn tough on these poor
We should have congressional hearings.
They might. Let's come in the NBA and this gambling thing with the NBA.
For sure.
Yeah. But I think that's where they're at. I think these guys are tired of talking about the tush push, and they almost hit your point of it, but it's not good television for them to go on and say, I'm just tired of this conversation. Instead, they're going to go on and say, well, it's just become too difficult. I liked the play, because all of them are saying the same thing. I liked the play at first.
It's fatigue on the play.
Yeah, it's like, well, at this point, it's too much for them to officiate.
Because it's not aesthetically pleasing either.
I mean, I think it's very intriguing because it can't be stopped. And the Eagles really haven't used it much in recent weeks. I know they did against the Giants, but they really haven't leaned on it like you see them do it. They did at the beginning of the season. But here's my question for Bruce Arians and Dan Orlovsky and whatever NFL analyst is complaining about. It's too hard to officiate. When they do a regular QB sneak, when the Eagles do that next year, and they're very effective at it, what's the difference? Because he's still doing the same thing. He's pushing forward. He's just not getting help being pushed from behind.
Yeah.
But what makes
not glaring?
But what makes the play different than a tush push?
Still a pile.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's still
you still
a pile.
have bodies all over the place. You still have the quarterback trying to get lower and get underneath guys. You're still getting the defense that's trying to push it back. There's no difference in the actual play. So the officiating is not going to change.
Well, take the quarterback out of the equation. Just say on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, you can't run it up the middle with a running back because it's a pile. Yep. Everybody knows it. Goal line. It's just as hard to officiate that as it is the tush push.
So then what? When the Eagles are 85% then will they say you can't do quarterback sneaks? You have to hand it off?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to make it more predictable. Maybe they just need to run that play they ran out of the tush push formation.
The fake one?
The fake one. Oh. The Saquon. When he just walked in. They got to run that more to kind of stem the tide a little bit here.
All right, we'll hit your text. And by the way, feedback. We need a couple more feedbacks here. It's feedback for the show. Anything that we're talking about. It's 975-FEEDBACK at 975thefanatic.com. You can email or the text line, and you're probably texting anyway, but if you want to be featured in feedback, our AI voice will read your message. Just text 610-632-0975. Put feedback and give me your name and location and then your message. And we're going to play the best ones coming up, the final segment of the program. Kevin Foley, longtime NFL Films executive producer, the Eagles. What did they do that was so effective against the Giants, and what is this going to look like going forward? Kevin Foley with us coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
2 games, 2 wins for Philadelphia. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards last night. Quentin Grimes stepped up big late, 23 points off the bench, including the game-tying 3 that set that game to overtime. Adem Bona 5 blocks in the 4th and overtime combined. His 2 points, 2 really big points for the team. It was the go-ahead bucket in overtime. Tyrese Maxey, another big night, 39 points, 10 assists for him. Nick Nurse spoke post-game about the fight and his team.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback, and I see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
now 4-0, headed into a date with the Celtics Friday night at home at 7 o'clock. The Flyers won 3-2 over the Penguins last night in a shootout. Bobby Brink, Matvei Michkov both scoring in that shootout. Brink got himself a nice night, a goal and an assist. Travis Konecny had his 200th career goal last night. This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the looks all for under $30 with new arrivals every day. You never know what you'll find. Find location Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Ray Dunn on your home before the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks.
Think I have an expiration date?
Well, after we get to Kevin, we'll tell that story. That's pretty amazing. Do I need to hit the legal, or did you hit that? You hit it? Okay.
Wow.
You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN and WPEN HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. This was the 12 o'clock hour, and it was brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Well, on Wednesdays, we go to our film ace, longtime NFL Films executive producer of the NFL Matchup Show, former college quarterback at the University of Maryland, the pride of Cherry Hill, one of the best quarterbacks in South Jersey history. His name is Kevin Foley, and he breaks everything down for us on Wednesdays at 12:55 with Middays with Marks. What's up, K-Foles?
What's up, Johnny Marks? How you guys doing?
We are, listen, it's a bye week, so we kind of can let our hair down a little bit and take a deep breath.
Some can.
Yeah, we can't hear, I guess, on this show. We can't hear. But so let's start with the Giants game. Overall takeaways. AJ was not playing in the game, so I've heard a lot of people say, man, it was the best offenses looked all year. How did they get it done without A.J. Brown on Sunday?
Well, first of all, it's good that Philadelphia's not burning down anymore. It went from burning down to Super Bowl champs overnight, right? But after that first debacle or embarrassment in New York, they sort of went back to the drawing board, right? And they said, hey, we got to put Jalen under center. We got to go with heavier packages, which is a big trend now in the NFL. 6 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends. And then attacking the middle of the field is something that's always been a big – that's how you get the big plays in the NFL, off of play action. So last week was advice. Again, you got to be able to do different things, though. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to throw it. Last week versus the Vikes, they threw for 330 yards against the best pass D in the NFL. And then this week, without AJ, they decided they could go physical with the big guys, jumbo sets again. Fred, he was only on the right last week, Fred Johnson. They moved him to the left side, so it was wild to see Dickerson, Mailata, Fred Johnson, and Goddard on the left just caving that whole line down. But, yeah, they went under center almost 50% of the time. So the offense looks completely different, but it looks great.
A couple of weeks ago, Kevin, we had you on after that Giant game. We were talking about Jalen Hurts and playing safe and not reading the middle of the field. Since that week, he had a perfect quarterback rating game and then a complete game last week. He's 15 touchdowns, 1 interception this year. I guess he was listening to the show because he changed some things. What did he change? What looks different in these last 2 games that all of a sudden he's looking very not just efficient but pretty dynamic too?
Like I said, they've gone under center, and it helps everything. It helps Barkley running downhill. It helps the play-action game. You saw a few of these times. I mean, they only have 2-man on the route. About 10 or 12 snaps, Devontae Smith was the only receiver on the field. So why do they do that? They're thinking protection first. You go run action from there. 8 men protecting. Now he's got this huge pocket to fire from. There's really nothing to read. There's no windows because the linebackers come slamming down into the line of scrimmage, and there's no window throws. They're just wide open. Devontae Smith, he had 2 or 3 of them this week. Huge chunk plays.
All right, defense. And we had Jeff Mosher on yesterday, and he had said that the defense, 5 sacks, but maybe not exactly a dominant 5 sack, that Jackson Dart kind of ran into some of those sacks. But overall, the defense seems like it's played relatively well recently. At the break, how do you evaluate, how this defense is right now?
They're okay. They're playing better right now, but it was like a tale of 2 games on both sides. Versus the Giants the first time, they dominated up front, both sides, offense and defense. And this game, the Eagles did that. So when you do that, you don't really need big plays. It doesn't have to look pretty all the time. And they also got an early lead, right? So Fangio got the ability to say, hey, I'm going to do what I like to do. We tried to blitz him and play a lot of man the first time. This time I only counted 1 blitz. They did what he likes to do, just a 4-man rush, soft shell. And with just a 4-man rush and only 1 blitz, they got 6 hits. They got 7 tackles for loss and 5 sacks. I mean, you're in third and long. They're able to do these things with Carter and Ajomo, which Carter slants down and picks Ajomo's man, and Ajomo spins back to the inside, gets the sack. You can do all these different stunts inside when it's third and long.
When you look at some of the success, and as a former quarterback, Kev, you know that a safety valve is always your tight end. And the Eagles this year are using their tight end quite a bit in Dallas Goedert. He's got 30 catches on 39 targets. He's got 7 touchdowns. He's about to get paid big time. What's been different for Goddard this year for you? And it seems like Kevin Batul is a little bit more creative when it comes to Dallas Goedert than any other offensive weapon he's had.
Well, he's just a beast. I mean, anytime you can get a tight end, and now that they're throwing the ball more to the middle of the field, even if he's being covered man-to-man, all he's got to do, it's like an inbounds pass in the NBA. He's just got to get the guy on his back. You saw that with the one touchdown he had on the slant. All they were running was double slant to the left there, and they got the blitz. That's absolutely perfect what they're looking for. Now all you got to do is just put it on his face. But, yeah, the last couple weeks especially, Kevin Batul is finding more creative ways because he's going with 6 offensive linemen, 3 tight ends. Sometimes 2 of the tight ends are blocking, 1's going out. You just never know where they're coming from now with these new sets and personnel groupings.
Kevin Foley, NFL and quarterback analyst. You can follow him on YouTube and X. It's at Playbook Foley. He breaks it all down for commenters like Jason Bertidis and myself, and he can do it for you as well. The tush push. A lot of Bruce Arians, the latest one that said, "Oh, it's just too tough to officiate." Dan Orlovsky, I've had it. Too tough to officiate. As a former quarterback, how do you view this play, and is it really that tough to officiate?
Oh, man, wow, I have to talk about the tush push. I was hoping I never had to talk about it.
You have to check the box, Kev.
But Tevin, Jason just said it to where when a Bruce Arians gets asked about the tush push, he just wants something to do with it because he's so tired of hearing about it, right?
Yeah, it's awful. And whatever happened, why can't you can't push guys in the back? Why don't they just add that rule back and they'll take care of everything? I mean, whether it's hard to referee or whether that was just bad in general, it's just, I mean, when they ran it 4 times in a row, and it's just like, again, you saw Dan Marino in 4th and 1, 4th, he'd be in shotgun. So you got to earn it. Now it's almost
with
like,
isotoners on.
If we go to overtime, what are we going to do? Have a tug of war? You know, like.
Jalen Hurts might win.
Yeah,
he might.
I'll take a tug of war with that quarterback. Can we use Mailata for the tug of war? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, he would be good.
One of the things about the tush push, though, Kev, is that they're claiming, well, the offensive line always gets an early start. And John and I were talking about cadence and how important it is for a quarterback and his line to be in perfect cadence and perfect rhythm, because those offensive linemen can get that quarter of a second jump start by knowing exactly that cadence and when the ball is going to be snapped. How important is it to develop that over it takes time, I would imagine, to get into perfect cadence with your offensive line? How advantageous is it?
It's both. It's good for them sometimes, but then the defense hears your rhythm too, and they can jump you, right? And on that play, you can see why they're saying it's hard to referee. You know what I mean? It's just, did his momentum stop? Did it not stop? I mean, I don't know. It was too tough to tell, but it's just, I don't know. It takes up too much of the time of the game.
All right, coming out of the bye, Packers and Lions. Kevin just doesn't look at the Eagles. He's watching film from every game, every team. How are you feeling about the Eagles coming out? 2 really, really good teams. Probably if you're talking about the best teams in the NFC right now, you're talking about the Eagles, you're talking about the Packers, and you're talking about the Lions. Yeah, the Bucs are there. What do you think about the coming out of the bye?
Yeah, I mean, this will be awesome. I mean, I think you'll look back on this season and see that the turning point was after that Giants game, but this will be the second biggest point of the season because you're going to come out of the bye week. You're going to have an extra week to prepare. They'll probably prepare for both of them, spend a couple of days on both of them, and now you get to see the best in the NFC coming out of a bye. It gives you the perfect test, a perfect litmus test to see where they are on this championship run.
The thing is, too, is having those tie breaks over these teams that you could end up tied with in record. They already have the tie break over the Rams and the Buccaneers, the head-to-head. These games are of monstrous importance because the Packers are right there as well. When you look at the first half of the season, if we'll call it even though it's the literal first half, but at the bye, is Hurts a legitimate MVP candidate at 15 touchdowns, 1 interception? He's got the best
numbers. His numbers would say so. Yeah, his numbers would say so.
But does your eye test say so?
No, the eye test doesn't say so. There's some quarterbacks that got to throw the whole team on their back. You know what I mean? They got to be in shotgun the whole game and do it themselves. He's got a lot of help. He's got a stacked lineup, both sides of the ball.
Kev, appreciate it, man. Again, it's Playbook Foley on socials and on X, and he's going to join us here every week on Wednesdays at 12:55. We'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
All right, there he is.
I disagree with him about that, by the way. I'm not the quarterback expert about Hurts being an MVP candidate.
So you didn't even know it was coming. That's what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
Because the Jalen Hurts MVP conversation, we had Emmanuel Acho and LaShawn McCoy. The meeting is in the mind with those two, debating whether or not
simple meetings of the mind
that Jalen Hurts should be in the MVP conversation.
He hasn't had a huge advantage on both offensive lines this year. That's a fact.
It is. I don't know if my
last game.
I don't.
He did.
If you look at his numbers, I was shocked when I'm like, wow. 70% completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Best deep ball efficiency of any quarterback in the NFL.
So you're saying he should be an MVP
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you where he ranks as far as odds to win the MVP. All right?
Perfect.
That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Unfiltered with
All right, we're back. Middays with Marks. I had to go to the fifth floor to go to the bathroom.
You got a little gun shy, huh?
Well, Ray, I walked into the bathroom. Austin, who's YouTube producing today, was in the bathroom. Ratitas was going in the bathroom before me.
The 700th time.
And there was somebody in the stall. Yeah, it is the 10th time you went. And someone was in the stall going number 2.
That's way too much of a crowd for you.
Yep. I turned right around and went upstairs. and Jason's yelling at me as I'm leaving the bathroom. Like, no, it was bad enough that Jason's like, yeah, I'll just go to the bathroom with you. I'm like, all right. This isn't exactly what I
prefer this to be a solo mission.
Yeah, like it's not exactly my style. And it's like, okay, whatever. And then I see Austin, and then there's somebody taking a dump in the.
Did I just not get invited to like a show meeting?
I mean,
listen, putting together the meeting of the minds there.
Jason will need to go coming up in a couple minutes. You can take him.
Yeah. You're my way back in, brother.
All right. So Emmanuel Acho and LaShawn McCoy, their show is so good it got canceled. So why not do a podcast of the show? Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, jeez.
Shady and Acho debating whether or not the MVP chatter surrounding Jalen Hurts. Here it is.
Who the best on our offense? Playing right now is Jalen Hurts. Of course, Saquon Barkley is the best, Shady, and A.J. Brown to me is the second best. Of course.
Devontae Smith, dark horse, too.
So Smitty, wait.
Smitty been the most consistent dude on that offense all year long.
Who's that?
You can't say the last 2 weeks that Jalen Hurts is not playing like the best. Shady, there's two different questions. Who is the best and who's playing like the best are two very different conversations. Jalen Hurts is not the best player on the Eagles. I'm just saying the last 2 weeks, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Nah, he's been amazing.
Come on.
Y'all think if he continues to play like he's done.
MVP, though.
MVP is crazy.
No, MVP's the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's who wins. That's who wins. I mean, occasionally you'll get a running back.
Yeah.
So everybody thinks Fred Taylor's going to win the MVP this year. He's barely top 10 in the odds.
Yeah.
It's quarterback.
Quarterbacks are always favored. Always. It's the most important position in the sport for a reason. And, I mean, look back to last year after week 4. He's thrown 29 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Wow.
Yeah, this is now over 19 games. 309 completions on 444 attempts. It's 69.6 completion percentage. 3,650 yards. 29 touchdowns, 2 interceptions over his last 19.
Well, he's 70%, 70.2% completion percentage.
Yeah.
This year, which is tremendous.
Yeah.
15-1. Touchdown to interception.
Ridiculous.
How many rushing touchdowns does he have? Because before the Hurts
17.
Before the Hurts apologists would say, like, well, you got to count, you got to add up all the touchdowns, not just the running and the passing.
Okay.
Like, no, you have to add up the passing touchdowns.
36 total touchdowns then with the rushing, 17 rushing touchdowns. 29 thrown, 17 run.
Wow.
36 touchdowns in his last 19, and has turned the ball over twice.
Come on.
Twice.
Real quick.
I don't even think there's a fumble in there.
29 passing, 17 rushing.
Yeah,
it's 46.
46, sorry.
46.
Yeah,
46.
That is disgusting. That is insane. That's 23-1.
Wow.
Touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that.
Whoa.
So
that is a 19-game stretch. And the yards. Oh, the yards. 3,650 yards.
So, Ray, where would you put Jalen in the MVP consideration right now? Because I'm gonna have you guys go through and guess at who the people are in the top 10. But where would you slot Hurts in there?
Right now,
a serious contender for it?
He's somewhere in like the 5 to 7 if I was setting the odds. Like for me, that's where I
second tier.
Yeah, it's like he's had a good numerical season. He's had a really good last 2 weeks that have catapulted him into that conversation.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I look at the first 6 weeks of the season and say that's the guy that's going to go win the MVP. Like, it's now about, okay, what are you going to do from this point forward? Not that it was bad, because I feel like the Hurts conversation is you either totally despise the guy and want to discredit him, or you have to give him everything. So it's not that it was bad. It just wasn't, I'm handing him MVP.
Who's the leader? Is it Herbert right now?
No. Pat Mahomes is probably going to win another one.
Okay.
So I'll give you, so where do you think he is? You said 5 to 7. Where do you think, and I'm on BetParks right now. Where do you think he is, odds-wise?
I'll say he's 6th in the NFL.
Right now, he is 10th.
10th. Baker Mayfield ahead of him?
There are 9 players ahead of him as far as odds to win the MVP. Pat Mahomes is number 1. He's plus 140. Jalen Hurts is plus 2,500.
Wow.
Ray, where
would those numbers?
Baker was the first name that came to mind.
Baker's plus 1,400, and he's not even, he's 5th.
Plummeting now.
He's 5th, yes.
He was up there.
The MVP shine is off of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. It's not sustainable.
So you said, well, I'll go to you since Jason said Baker.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is 9th at plus 1,800. So everybody that when you're watching the games, oh, man, he's going to win the MVP. No, he's not. If Saquon Barkley ran for 2,000 yards last year, he didn't win the MVP. Jonathan Taylor's not going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it's just not going to be
It's not going to be a running back. It's not.
It's going to be a quarterback. I mean,
Jonathan Taylor, 9. Your turn, Jason.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is 7th at plus 1,800.
Yeah.
He's actually tied
Look
with
at the
Taylor.
record.
He's actually tied with Taylor. So you have Daniel. Look at the record. It's normally a quarterback on one of the best teams in the conference.
That's why Dak's probably not in the top 10.
Dak is not in the top 10. In fact,
Probably around 12.
He is 14th at plus 6,600. He also hasn't had a couple games.
Yeah.
Good. So who else? I'm going to you, Ray.
I will go Jordan Love.
Jordan Love plus 1,500. He is 5th.
Wow, okay. How about Drake May?
Drake May is 3rd.
Oh, that's crazy.
At plus 450.
How about that guy coming out of nowhere?
Mahomes 1, Drake May 3, Baker 5, Jordan Love 6, Daniel Jones 7, Taylor and Hurts 9 and 10.
We just don't have 2.
What about you up, Ray?
Yeah, but if it's up to me, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen 2nd at plus 350.
Yeah.
Which leaves one name left.
It's either Stafford or Nix. I'll go with Stafford.
Matt Stafford plus 1,200.
Yeah.
Mahomes, Allen, May, Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love's plus 1,500. And then you have Jones, Goff, Taylor plus 1,800. And then Hurts is 10th.
That's crazy.
So, I mean,
by the way, his record over that period of time, too, the thing that really matters, like wins and losses, 16-3.
But Jason, it's not like you can say the 16-3 and like, yeah, absolutely. But if it's Trent Dilfer winning the Super Bowl, that doesn't matter. But then you give the 46-2.
Yeah, which is an absurd
46
number.
touchdowns.
It's an absurd number.
He had to have had a fumble during that time, no?
I don't believe he does. I don't even have his rushing numbers over that stretch.
And I'm as guilty as anybody else with this.
I do have his rushing numbers.
When I watch those games where he's struggling to throw the ball, even though he doesn't turn the ball over, you get very caught up in the fact that he's not a great passer in those games.
Oh,
right?
Sorry, 3 fumbles lost.
So 5 total turnovers, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions.
Yes,
46 touchdowns,
674 yards rushing as well.
It's unbelievable. So I think it's just a matter of he's never going to get the credit. He could win. Does it take him winning 2 Super Bowls in a row, and even then does he get it?
Being an MVP again in another Super Bowl, maybe.
But like for even the Super Bowl MVP stuff, how quickly this year, like, because people they lean on look at that roster.
Yeah.
Look at the offensive line.
Yeah.
Even though the offensive line hasn't been great this year. Look at the A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Look at Dallas Goedert. Anybody could win with that group. But yet it's not that easy to win with talent.
You would think after 19 games and over 4,500 yards of combined offense, 46 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 3 lost fumbles, you'd get some shine.
If you put those stats out on Twitter, you get lots of retweets and likes.
I don't care.
If you shined it up, go for it. Make a name for yourself.
I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm done.
That's crazy, though. 46 total touchdowns.
46 total.
5 turnovers.
Yeah.
16-3. Super Bowl MVP. That's not even a playoff.
4,500 yards of offense. 45, if you count the rushing and the passing. 3,600 passing and another 674 rushing.
So, because this year, he's Super Bowl MVP, so at the end of the year, everybody has to be like, no, he outplayed Pat Mahomes. He's great. He's great. The first time this year that they struggled, the Eagles offense struggled to pass the ball. Oh, well, he's not even he's
a game manager.
Yeah, he may not even be the best quarterback on the team. Like, people are so easy to jump off of Jalen Hurts. It's unbelievable.
People always love the backup, man.
They do, but even like nationally, these guys can't wait. To me, the former player, actually, Sam Wilson pointed this out. Sam Stafford pointed this out. The former quarterback, like Drew Brees, Chubby Chase Daniel, Chris Sims. So Brees has the resume. The other two don't. Brees looks at this team and says, I would have won 5 Super Bowls if this would have been my roster.
Yeah.
Chris Sims and Chase Daniel say, I could have been a starter and won a Super Bowl if I had this roster.
No, they couldn't.
He can barely, of course they couldn't. He can barely throw the ball. They don't respect him throwing the ball.
They don't. And then you look at his deep ball efficiency this year; it's tops in the NFL. And they'll go, "Well, he's wide open. How could you not hit him?" There comes a point where you got to go, "Okay, these numbers don't lie. They buck your argument," and you start to look, frankly, a little foolish.
Back-to-back Super Bowls. Does he get the respect? Because I mean, he's not going to win an MVP.
I don't think he's ever going to get the respect because it's not pretty like Josh Allen, or not pretty like Justin Herbert, putting up huge monster numbers in this throw happy, kind of aesthetically pleasing thing that we live in society now when it comes to sports. If it's not aesthetically pleasing, it'll never get the same kind of love that an aesthetically pleasing quarterback.
They're not. They're not playing the way that certain people want them to play to win.
Yeah.
They don't want to grind it out. They don't want to do the tush push. They don't want station to station, move the chains.
Like Kev said, Dan Marino would have been in shotgun at 4th and 1. He would have. And people love Dan Marino. Guess what Dan Marino never did? Won a Super Bowl.
We get Frank. Frank, don't hang up. Frank says that the fan base is delusional. Hurts is not an MVP candidate. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll take you on the other side. Also, today's the anniversary of a very special day in Philly sports. I don't even know what it is, Jason.
I have no idea either.
We're going to relive that coming up next.
Are we?
Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Philly sweeps the night. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Groundworks. You're trained and certified experts for basement waterproofing and foundation repair since 1997. Book your free inspection at groundworks.com. The 76ers won 139-134 in overtime over the Wizards. Quentin Grimes stepped up at 23 points off the bench, including a game-tying 3. Adem Bona had 5 blocks in the 4th and overtime. Only scored 2 points. Those 2 points were the ones to put the Sixers up in overtime. Tyrese Maxey, 39 points and 10 assists in the win. Nick Nurse, after the game, talked about the fight in his team.
The biggest thing is we just keep playing, and I think that's really important. We keep fighting. Obviously, those coming back, you see the bench. It's a lot of fun to be a part of a comeback and to see the whole team over there pulling for everybody. And
Next time they hit the floor against the Celtics Friday night at 7 o'clock. The Flyers won last night 3-2 over the Penguins in a shootout. Bobby Brink, Matt Michkov both scoring in that shootout. Brink, a nice night, a goal and an assist. Travis Konecny had his 200th career goal in the win. This update's also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with free AutoZone Fix Finder service. They'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic.
we're back.
This guy was here just the other day.
The dude from
David Byrne.
Talking Heads?
Yeah, his show.
Was he on Preston and Steve?
No, I ran into somebody the other day down at the Flyers game and said, I'm going to see him in concert.
Really?
David Byrne, yeah.
There you go. I did not know that.
Blast from the past.
Feedback coming up next segment. Let's go to Frank in Philly. Frank does not believe that Jalen Hurts is an MVP candidate. Frank, go ahead.
What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to both of you. Well, come on, man.
Thank
this
you.
guy had this offense played one good game all year. That was last week.
I just gave you his numbers over 19 games.
Listen, last year is not this year.
Okay. Do you want me to give you his numbers for just this year?
Listen, we're 6-2. We were outscored by Jackson Dart, Bo Nix, and Carson Wentz on offense. That's your MVP candidate?
All right, this year you're right, 6-2, 70.2 completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,677 yards, and 207 passing yards.
And guys, fumbles don't go against quarterbacks. He lost 2 fumbles this year.
This year, he's lost 1 fumble.
Yes, he did.
He's lost 1 fumble
lost
this
2
year.
Fumbles this year.
No, he lost 1 fumble this year. I'm looking at the numbers right in front of me. He's fumbled 3 times. He's lost it once. He's thrown 1 interception. Again, 15 touchdowns through the air and 5 rushing touchdowns. So that's 20 touchdowns to 2 turnovers.
He played 1 complete game all year. That was last week. He is a
What about the week before where he had a perfect quarterback rating?
He's a great football
What about
player.
the week before with the perfect quarterback rating?
He was outscored by Carson Wentz.
What about he with a perfect quarter? What can you do better than perfect?
He scored 21
He was
points.
perfect. You can't say he's played 1 game.
Outscored them. If Carson Wentz is playing,
Did they win the game?
What are you talking
They
about?
won the game, and the guy had a perfect quarterback rating.
I agree with what you're saying, but
No, you
had
don't.
one good game.
You don't
all season.
lie to me and tell me you agree.
He agrees that he had a perfect quarterback rating, but what Frank is saying is the quarterback rating is kind of fugazi because he really didn't have that great of a game, right, Frank?
All right, let me bring up the exact numbers on the game.
Like, we scored 21 points, guys. Like, this offense shows average 20 to 30 points a game.
I don't know.
All right, Frankie.
I think he should be in the conversation. Frank, we disagree. I love you, man, but I disagree with you. Yeah, they won the game because the defense got a touchdown, and they won 28-22.
Right.
When you go, well, this offense only scored 21 points. Should this defense have kept the Minnesota Vikings under 22 points?
See, I'm swayed by recency bias. When he plays well, that's when I'm like, no, he should be an MVP candidate. Look at the numbers on top of it.
Yeah.
And then when the offense struggles and he doesn't look confident, then I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks that are better than him.
There are quarterbacks that are better than him at being aesthetically pleasing and throwing and doing that. But you can't deny those numbers.
Question to both of you.
They're undeniable.
One drive, you're down by 5 points. You have the ball, minute 30 to go, Super Bowl, 1 drive. Who's the quarterback that you want? The ball.
Jalen Hurts.
Number 1 for you.
Probably Mahomes still.
Mahomes or Hurts?
Yeah. Those are the 2 guys, right?
I mean, just fair. Just being fair. Who else?
With equal players, with equal line and everything.
Right. Like this, if there's one thing that I know with Jalen Hurts.
You want Lamar Jackson?
No. We've
already been there.
No, because we've seen when the lights are the brightest.
Yes.
Lamar is tight. Jalen's not. He's got the look in his eye. You can't dispute that. No one can argue with that. We've seen what he's done in 2 Super Bowls. We've seen what he's done in the playoffs, getting the 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
All right, what do we? So on this day in 2008, Ray Diggity.
That's right.
Phillies win the World Series.
Fans on their feet. Rally towels are being waved. Brad Lidge stretches. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Brad Lidge does it again and stays perfect for the 2008 season.
World Champions of Baseball.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that is, damn, I miss Harry Kalas.
Yep.
Second is Chris Wheeler in the background in the video, like going crazy.
Not making any noise to step on him.
Didn't step on him.
Yep.
And Yeah, remembering that Lidge was perfect that year. And the bridge to Lidge, Ryan Matz.
J.C. Romero, Scott Air.
Yeah.
Chad Durbin.
Yeah, what a
Good
night
bullpen.
that was. What a night that was. Grease up the poles. They weren't greasing up the poles yet. They didn't know we knew how to pole
They
scale.
did not know. We had no experience winning. It had been a long time since there
25
was
years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
If there wasn't lockouts in sports, John, it would have been 100 seasons in a 4-for-4 city of not winning. But there was some lockouts in there and some unfinished seasons, including baseball in '94.
That was Harry's last game, right? Because he died before the.
No, he died in the beginning of the.
So it was a
season.
couple games in.
Yeah, it was a few games in.
Okay, that's right.
On the road.
Yep.
In
Washington.
In Washington, where he passed away.
I was about to go on the air with Mike, and it came down. They found Harry dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah, the voice is silenced of his generation, and multi-generation.
That killed me.
Oh.
Where were you the night of the World Series when they game
the night
5 that
before when they stopped the game in the rain? I was on the air at the other place with G Cobb, and they stopped the game and saved our show because
gave you something to talk about.
Yeah, because all of a sudden nobody was listening to us. They're listening to the game.
At the time they were on 1210 on AM.
Yeah, and we were as well at that time.
Right.
But yeah, I was on the air that night, and then the night that they won it, I wasn't. I happened to be lucky and wasn't on the air that night, and I was watching it from home.
Huh.
And I couldn't believe they won. I could over the years, 25 years, you get scar tissue.
No, I'm with you to where
you think we're always going to be the bridesmaid.
I didn't know how to react because I never thought it would happen, or I don't know. It
took
weird.
a while to process. It
was
really
weird. Yeah, and then they have the parade was on Halloween.
World Bleeping Champions.
I was at the parade. Yep, the World Bleeping Champions.
I was back at the bar, back at the place, making sure everything was running smoothly.
Mike Missinelli actually was at Resorts Casino. They still sent him down the resorts. And they had me as a correspondent at the end of the parade.
Let's go to John Marks at Broad and Shunk.
Sure, Mike was thrilled to be doing a solo show during the from Resorts.
Oh my God! People talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine he was a peach.
I don't even remember. All I remember is that they had the wireless, and I don't even think it worked. I think they went to me once and it didn't work.
He must have been so angry. Why am I here?
Where were you? How old were you during that, Ray?
8.
Oh, okay. So that is a core sports memory for you as a younger.
Yes, I was home. I think that's also the first time in my head I ever realized my dad was drunk because we called him on the phone and he was at Game 5 and it was like, Dad's a little off right now. He's down in the street celebrating.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was there. I was fortunate to be there. We were down in Tampa. We traveled down to Tampa for the games.
Yep.
It was a weird place to watch a game. People in Tampa are the worst.
That's like a foundational block of your sports fandom at that age, man.
If you're 8.
Oh my God.
I remember
when I was 8 was 1980, and they all went to the final, and the Phillies won. Were the only team that won that year. So that was my foundational block at 8 years old. It's one of my first memories was the Eagles losing the Super Bowl to Jim Plunkett.
But one of my first memories was the same thing.
Yeah.
At 4. 4.
Yeah.
I remember the Phillies winning. I remember where we were. I remember being at a Super Bowl party when they lost. Yeah, I remember it all. I mean,
iconic moment.
Pete Rose, they were my heroes. I love baseball. Yeah. I've taken subs from the '80 season at home.
I remember waking up the next morning after the Sixers got swept and asking my dad, "Yeah, they lost."
So I don't remember the Sixers. I don't remember the Flyers. But yeah, they lost to the Lakers in '80.
Yeah. And the Flyers I remember obviously, and Leon Stickle and the offsides and all that went along with it, and they lost to a dynasty in waiting and a team that won 4 straight in the Islanders.
Who was your Philly of that team, Ray?
Howard.
Ryan Howard. All right.
Ryan Howard?
He was your guy. All right. I was a Howard guy probably.
Yeah, I was
Howard
too.
Rollins.
Jimmy, I appreciate Jimmy more now than I did then.
Okay.
I do. Because of how outspoken he was. I think he was just the heartbeat of the team. I mean, and obviously Utley was of huge importance. I mean, everybody was to the team. I mean,
Victorino all-star level player.
Yeah.
Worth, unbelievably underrated player.
I just remember some of those moments through that too, like the Brett Myers at bat.
Brett Myers at bat. You can even go back to 2007 where Citizens Bank Park on some of those Sunday games. Remember the Mets came into town.
Coming down the stretch.
Oh,
my God.
We'll never have.
When they turn that double play.
Oh, my God.
Forget it.
I get chills thinking about those days.
I do too. They were, because we weren't winners at that time.
No,
we were a city of losers. And they would first to 10,000 losses and everything and all those years of disappointment.
crazy.
And finally, they had this homegrown thing that came through for the most part with the Rule 5 guy. And it was like, what? And homegrown pitching and Cole Hamels. We thought this California kid was too laid back. Turns out he was a total bulldog.
Yeah, with Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
Ryan Howard hit 58 home runs in 2006.
And he changed the dynamic of the whole lineup.
Yep. Coming up, feedback. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia is a sports city full of passion.
How about that?
All right, we're back. Middays with Marks. Cola Rouleau. Ricky Bo, Unfiltered, coming up next. I hear they have a special guest, surprise guest, something like that. Big guest coming up on the program today.
Happy 100 shows.
Oh, is that really?
Yes, today is 100.
So they keep track. They count.
They count.
I'm not a counter.
I'm counting. Don't worry.
You are?
I'm counting.
Well, what's the counter say?
23, I think.
That's it?
Well, this would be the fifth. That's the fifth week.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So you're right.
I feel like you've been on longer than that.
No,
We're back longer than that.
It's been 5 weeks. It was longer trying to get back than actually getting back.
It always is.
I was like, I'm coming back, but it's like, it's something's going on. We got to wait.
That's when you know your success when trying to get back, you outlast that.
Yep. Yep. 23 shows in.
How about what they found in my locker? I didn't even know I had a locker here, by the way.
Feedback in a second. I didn't either. Where is your locker? Where are there lockers? Right? Where are there lockers?
There are lockers right back, that back
those
corner.
Are still there?
Yes, they're still there.
Oh, the bin's back over there.
Is it a foot locker? Is it a foot locker or just a locker?
No, they're like where you can put your stuff when you get here.
So look at the names; they're still there.
Matt Minaric, who is our imaging guy. He's our production manager. He, at some point, what year was this?
I guess 2000, pre-pandemic, 2020.
Pre-pandemic.
When I came back to do some shows at Parks.
He did, so I guess Jason helped him out with something for a paper that he had for his graduate class or something.
Yeah, something cool.
And as a thank you, he had gotten gift certificates to Mama's Pizzeria, which is a place down on Belmont Avenue in Bala Cynwyd, known for their monster jumbo cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
And pizza and stuff like that. It's a good spot. So he gave you this gift certificate, but you never received it.
I never knew I had it. Because I never came here at that time. I was always at Parks.
You were doing part-time stuff. You never came in the studio, so this was just sitting in your locker.
And a locker I didn't know I had.
So this presented...
Clean out your locker.
That's amazing.
I have a locker?
This was presented to you by Matt earlier today.
Yeah.
So you're wondering if what you went
first of all, it looks like the Constitution.
There you go. Yeah, there you go for the YouTube people right there.
Like, look at the papers, yellowed.
Normally, there's very few places that have the paper. It's a paper gift certificate.
Yeah, everything's digital now.
Very few places have the paper.
Or a card, right?
Yeah, it's a card.
Yeah.
You just load it on the card.
I feel like I should take that to the Pawn Star shop out in Vegas and see what it's worth.
Well, it is in good condition. Look at it.
It's a note.
Yep.
As they call old money.
It may be worth
$15.
$15, yeah, at Mama's Pizzeria. Well, there you go. Good luck on. You get a big cheesesteak.
I'll pick up a steak on the way home for the whole family because they're that big.
Now, if you go in, they would have to accept it, even if they're doing the digital card now. You would have to accept it. That's not counterfeit or anything like that.
Well, is it watermarked? I don't know, but they'd be like, gift certificate $335. We're at $4,672.
Right. There's a donut place in Ocean City that we checked into, whatever rental we had for the year, and what they include in the rental is they give you a gift certificate for one of the, I forget the name of it's one of the donut places down on 2nd or 3rd on the boardwalk or something like that, and it's actually an actual paper one. So when you go, I didn't spend the full amount. They just cross it out and then put the remaining balance in their initial. So I'm like, okay.
I got $672 left.
Yeah, exactly. On this paper gift certificate.
I can get another 6 donuts.
Yeah, another 2 donuts.
You don't get the dozen because you'll eat the dozen.
That's my biggest issue when I go to get donuts for the kids.
Yep.
On a Saturday morning, if the half dozen's not enough, but if I get the dozen, I'm eating 2 donuts.
Yeah, can I just get 9?
Yeah, seriously.
We have a 9-pack.
I want 8.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more expensive to get 8 than it is to get 12.
Exactly.
So you get the 12,
and you end up eating them.
And I end up eating 2.
And then you feel guilty.
What's your go-to donut at a Dunkin'?
To me, I'm just classic. I go with the classic glazed. I don't mess with perfection. It's the glazed donut. I don't need all that fancy, heavy. Yeah,
I'm me neither. But
I like a jelly too. So, but I'm not a Boston cream guy or anything like that.
At Krispy Kreme, I go glazed.
Absolutely, especially when the light goes on.
Oh my goodness!
Fresh out of the oven, which is traffic is
still
piling up.
Oh my God! Ray, Boston cream is if I'm picking one donut, Boston cream. Oh my goodness!
With a beard too, Boston cream. You don't know you have that big hunk there, you can't feel it.
Right?
You're walking around with this
Boston cream mustache.
Looks like somebody shot a thing of Elmer's glue on your beard.
Not my style.
No.
You choose.
What's your donut?
What do you think?
Chocolate glazed.
A chocolate
glazed. Yeah. It's a good item.
Okay, chocolate frosted. They call it in the business. Sprinkles?
Well, no, not frosted.
Were you
glazed.
in the business?
I'm talking.
No, it's what's chocolate glazed mean?
The full thing is chocolate. It's not like you're putting the frosting on
so
top.
the full chocolate. Okay.
Glazed.
Yeah.
It's a good item.
Okay.
You've had the round thing of that. What are the round things?
I've had it. Yes, the munchkin. I've had the regular. I've had the regular. I was thinking he was talking about the frosted donut with the chocolate.
For a guy that was in the business, you sure don't know the business.
I was in the business of eating donuts.
Oh, okay. That's a different business.
Let's get to feedback. We're out of time. What do we got?
Now, it's time for feedback.
How about filling us in?
I can't lie! Email us at 975feedback@975thefanatic.com.
Say it! Let me tell you something!
Or text us at 610-632-0975.
Let me tell you something else, man.
It's feedback on Middays with Marks.
All right, what do we got?
A.J. Brown's trade value will never be higher than now. Seattle, New England, and Pittsburgh should all have serious interest. If you can get a strong corner and a first-rounder, move him now. Mike in Turnersville.
Well, you got your English accent.
I like it.
I don't think you're getting a starting level corner and a first.
No team's going to create another hole.
Yeah, that's the problem. If they had an extra younger corner, or maybe they had a more expensive corner, that they had a younger player that was ready to step in. No. Seattle has Smith. What's his name? Najigma, who is one of the best wide receivers in football. So I don't know if Seattle would want another $30 million wide receiver.
Can these teams even fit it?
Well, I mean, you can redo the contract. Yeah, like these contracts are nonsense.
In season, you can redo it?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Why not?
That seems like a lot to accomplish in 5 days to me.
I want to play the rest of the regular season out and then see what.
He's not going. I don't think he's going anywhere, and I don't think his value is at peak right now. I think his value would be at peak this offseason.
It depends on how you work.
When he wins the Super Bowl again.
All right,
if he wins this.
Wake up.
If Bryce Harper remains in Philly for most of the rest of his career but never wins a championship, will he receive the same amount of love and status that Allen Iverson gets?
Good question.
Why or why not? Bryce has brought more success to the Phillies than Iverson did with the Sixers. Vinnit in Malvern.
No more English AI
It's
voice.
throwing you
It's
off.
bad, man.
They see in the business, they call that ear candy.
Yeah.
You're in the donut business.
Bryce Harper will never be as popular as Allen Iverson.
No.
He'll also have more opponents. Allen Iverson also had a lot of people that didn't like him. But as far as popularity, Allen Iverson's, if not the most popular athlete in town, right there.
That hasn't won a championship.
Didn't win a championship.
Yeah, probably most beloved because of the way he played.
Yep.
He was such an underdog at his size and the way he played. So I agree with you.
All right, good.
With Embiid playing less minutes per game this year, backup centre play has been huge. Sammy Sleeves, we have a massive boner. Daniel in Pennsylvania.
I love the voice.
The voice would, yes. Yes, with that. I could never date a British woman. And I'm happily married, obviously. But I could never.
Why?
I don't like the accent.
The accent turns you off.
I like the Australian. I like the new
Don't throw
New
another shrimp on the bobby.
I like the New Zealand, South Africa, Australian
You're
accent.
a below the equator guy.
I certainly am.
I never knew that. How about Brazilians? Come on.
Yeah.
What do you got? The Brazilian butt lift?
Nothing wrong with that. But I don't know what a Portuguese, what does a Brazilian accent sound like?
I don't know. I've never been to Brazil.
Me neither. All right, what's next?
You were a big fan of my show. I'm a huge fan of your show. Download Flyers daily every day. I'm always down to puck, Jason. Kiana in Hawaii.
Oh, there you go. Kiana Tom.
Now I'm so glad you used that voice. I should have asked for a different region, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Kiana Tom to this day. I'm going to have to check in on her. Social media.
I've checked in on her.
Have you?
She's exactly what you think she would be. Looks the same, is fit, except she's got to be in her 50s now at least, right?
60? 70, I would bet.
I got the research department on that one. She's 60 and divorced.
Oh, divorced?
That also makes sense.
Oh, just saying.
She's
when
just
checking
60.
Just turned 60.
On March 14th, 1965. Oh, yeah, she's still a rock.
All right, one more. We're almost out of time.
The MVP, Jalen Hurts. Maybe if he threw me the ball more, definitely not AJ in Philly.
All right, that's it. Coming up, Bill Colarulo, Ricky Metallico, Unfiltered. Good stuff there, Mertitas. We'll talk to you
Cheers.
very soon. The guys are coming up.